All right. Happy Sunday. Well, how's everybody doing? My name is Scotty. This is the Sunday night future stream. So who do we have in the chat? Well, Lynn is there. Scott fucking Allen's wrench. And she's there. She is recovering. We're so glad for that, but positive thoughts her way. Model 3 dude's here. Chris was here. I don't know if he still is. He was about to head out to dinner. Model 3 dude's here. Manuel's here. Hello, sir. And Bad Back 007's here. Got here early for once. That's atypical, but yeah, we'll take it. So, yeah. I'm just going to let this song play out. Why not? But as we look through these search results here, so obviously we're going to kick it off with Teddy Zane. The raw, uncut truth about AMC stock. I can't wait because I think Manny sent this one in Telegram chat. Didn't he? Yes. So we'll see what he says there. I mean, I thought that last time we heard it was if Redbox doesn't squeeze, AMC won't squeeze. So anyway. Yeah, look at that. Holy shit. I mean, maybe that was the squeeze. Pretty much what we thought it would do. This thing has to be low. It just has to be because of the merger and acquisition thing. So, unrealistic. Anyway, Redbox didn't squeeze, or if it did, it's over with. And yeah, so we'll see what that means. But where's Stock J? He had a video. I think on Friday it was $750. Now it's $1,000. Scavengers putting out $5,000 per share is a reality. What the fuck? Citadel analyst email says 6,800%. I don't know what that means, but then Banks just said 74,000%. AMC stock is no longer a squeeze play. Jim Cramer lost his mind live on air. Throwback, because we need throwbacks, right? Buyout partnership. AMC stock, Citadel, Ken Griffin shorted 3 billion shares, leaked. 100% confirmed. Forced stock split. Forced. 15,000 per share. Okay. All right, anyway. I think we're back into yesterday's videos now, so let's go. Let's kick it off. Oh, we gotta unmute it though. It must be gotta unmute it, unfortunately. Let me make sure my sound's up here. No intro, so I'm gonna crank it. All right, here it is.
Yeah, here we go. We're down to the bare bones of it, aren't we? So before I get into this video, this is an AMC video. I'm going to tell you what my moves are for next week and my plans on getting in and getting out if I don't get what I want. But really quick, people are telling me they're talking to me over at WhatsApp. I ain't got nothing to do with WhatsApp. I don't even know what the hell WhatsApp is. I ain't on that site. If it's an app, if it's what the fuck ever, if you think you're seeing Teddy Zane over there, that ain't me. That's some con motherfucking game that people must be like wanting you to send them money and shit, but that ain't me, so please don't send any money. Please do not send anybody that's saying they're Teddy Zane on WhatsApp money, because it is not me. You are not talking to me. You are talking to a thief, a crook, okay? And
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
These fucking crooks. Because this is, I'm hearing, is the biggest fucking scam on YouTube right now.
Not true.
WhatsApp.
Not true. The fake financial advisors are the biggest scam on YouTube right now. Period.
Accounts. It's insane. Please don't send any fake Teddy Zane on WhatsApp. Anyone. Don't send any Teddy. Look, I'm on Facebook. There's only one.
Okay, we get it, bro. We get it. God,
you're looking at like really me. You go to my Facebook.
Okay.
Because this is going to be one of the final and few videos.
All right.
You guys want to talk to. Why? Because this is going to be one of the final and few videos that I probably do on AMC, and I think you guys are fucking
thank God
happy to hear that, which bewilders me. I just don't get it. Because come August 4th, if AMC doesn't literally triple or quadruple in price, the news comes out, let's say it only hits 20 and then it sells off. That's why I'm saying I'm gone for good, because it's a fucking scam. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but I don't want to sit around for another 6 months. You're going to sit around for another year?
Hell yeah, they are.
You've been here a year and a half. You're going to do another year and a half to where you just keep losing money? Some of you guys are like, dude, you're not an ape. You ain't no ape. And you are fucking right, I'm no fucking ape. I am proud to admit I'm not a fucking ape. Because an ape, don't take this the wrong way, because some of you are good people. But you were taught in this play to blindly buy and blindly hold because other people want to make money off of you. YouTubers
this is a great video to start with.
Business on the YouTube side.
This was a good video to start with.
On their subs making money. It's not even about the play anymore.
No.
A lot of these YouTubers piss me off. There's some good ones out there, like Frankie Muhammad. Frankie's a fucking
Scotty Allen.
Dude.
Scott fucking
Frankie
Allen.
He truly believes that there's going to be a Moass and that you guys are going to now.
Does he? And what? Okay. So he truly believes. I mean, a lot of people believe in things that aren't realistic. Kids believe in Santa Claus. Okay. I mean, they're good people. Maybe he's a good person, but I don't believe that he is either. And kids, children, good people. just kidding.
Frankie, I eliminate from the crowd of fucking zombies.
Okay, that's just absurd.
Okay? There's some nasty motherfuckers out there. Frankie's not one of them. What I mean by the nasty motherfuckers is they are just leading you down the path because they continue to make money off of you guys. And I know it takes two to tango. You got to show up. They got the show. If you keep watching, they keep making money. So they won't pull their channels and say, hey, man, maybe I need to flip the script and start talking about other shit. No. Because they know look, as soon as I told you guys a year ago to start day trading AMC, you know how many subs I lost? Fucking like 500. Easy 500. Probably way more. Probably more like 1,500. But I had other subs coming in at the same time, so I couldn't really judge how many just said, fuck you, dude, I'm out. And that's why a lot of these guys on YouTube
you know what that's similar to?
Come out and say
that's similar to
AMC is a scam. Is 90% likely a scam. They won't do it. Because then you stop watching and now they got to go get fucking jobs, okay? They care more about their channels than they care about you and protecting your money. Where a guy like me...
Well, of course. Of course they do. Well, we've been saying that for a while. But, you know, what he was saying about, I probably lost 500, probably more, but I had more new subs coming in as I lost subs. The first thing that popped in my head was, that's how stocks work. So... nobody's selling. Nobody's selling. Yes, people are selling. People are buying and people are selling. So how do you know? unless you have very detailed data. But, you know, just a stupid analogy or parallel or something. But, you know, I mean, yeah, anyway.
He cares more about you and protecting your money and telling you what's really going on. So this is the play. This is my very last entry with AMC. This is it. Unless she quadruples in price, which I'm probably going to sell, but I'll be looking for re-entry if she quadruples in price. I really want that to happen. I really want to see a rip. I would love to see a squeeze. But do I think that's going to happen based on what we've been given over the past year and a half? No, I don't. What I think is going to happen is maybe at best now, I think we're at ground level with the 15 because you're seeing a little bit, you know, the market is back and forth. But I see Tesla, she's rearing, she's ready to fucking go. I see crypto rearing and ready to fucking go.
Oh, yeah?
Tickers are just ready to fucking go.
Tesla's ready to go, huh? Good God. Leading people down the primrose path,
I believe there's possibly some light at the end of the tunnel, especially come November. You know, the whole market's probably going to
come November. What is this guy talking about?
A little bit because Democrats are out.
Yeah. Okay. That's there we go. Now we know why this guy's.
This could be ground level for AMC, meaning
$15, I'm trying not to say anything. Trying
for AMC. If you can get in that cheap prior to the news and then sell it like 20, so you're in at 15 and you sell at 20, that's a lot of fucking money. All right. And that's most likely what I'm going to do. I'm just letting you guys know. I'm being honest. My channel isn't about running a business. No matter what, I'm going to tell you the same thing. No matter what I feel deep down inside, I'm going to lie. I'm going to just tell you deep down inside how I feel. Take it however you want to take it. A year ago, I got everybody saying unsub. But guess what? All these new people came back, and now I got more subs now because I'm honest, and I try to push everybody into honest plays like TBLT, where you actually just had a squeeze. You made money. Instead of sitting around waiting on some bullshit, nothing's ever going to happen, but you're being conned by YouTubers that won't tell you the other side of the story because they don't want to lose your business. And you know, there's guys out there, I'm not going to mention their names yet. What I'm probably going to do is start mentioning names after the fucking whatever happens in August 4th. If I don't see them, being honest with y'all, I'm going to start calling some of these motherfuckers out. Because I think deep down they know that this is most likely a scam play, yet they're protecting their YouTube channels. And that's some fucking devious bullshit in the stock market, because where does everybody go fucking broke, especially when you don't know what you're doing? The motherfucking stock market, man. It's worse than a losing fucking lottery ticket, because a lot of you guys are told to double down, go in, keep going in, average down. You're taking your paychecks and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to buy more, I'm going to buy more, I'm going to buy more.
Average down.
And it's not even a fucking play. You're buying dead fucking air is what you're buying. Dead air. In a company that when we all walk come August 4th, 5th, and 6th, ain't even going to be worth $5 fucking, man. Imagine if 2 million people were to walk on the 7th or so. Just to give you an example, they say, fuck it, this thing rips into $20 and we all walk. What's she going to be worth then, y'all? That's what you really need to be told and looking out for.
Well, I mean, what about, I mean, okay, earnings come out and it rips. No. Why doesn't your anyway.
All right.
Almost done.
Let's do a video on TBLT. Y'all stay tuned. Doge Warrior out. Shaboom. Peace.
Okay. Well. Okay, now we got John Wick sniping with his, what is this, Sunday Truth Day? All these Trump supporters putting out there, oh, I'm being honest with you now video. Okay. Okay. All right. Trump 2024, AMC and GME Moass, Tesla rips. is the new ape's wet dream. is the ape's wet dream. I don't know where I got new. So boy, things are slow today. I don't even know why. I'm not even fighting the nightclub. I got nobody around me. Huh. Sucks. 60 frames per fucking second. Why? Okay.
What's up, guys? John Wick sniping here on a gorgeous Sunday in sunny South Florida. Just recharging my batteries, getting ready for 4 a.m. Kevin and I are probably going to be live finally for the first time together.
Yay!
Follow what's going to happen with TBLT. But on this Sunday, I'm looking around YouTube.
I bet it dumps hard.
Seeing some things
because you got a bunch of buy and hold AMC. Oh, the squeeze hasn't happened yet. Hold, the squeeze hasn't happened yet. And lose their shit on that too.
With some other content creators regarding AMC, and I just want to kind of piggyback off of what they're saying. Look, we on this channel, especially I think Kevin as well, there's no intent to make anybody not continue to hold their AMC shares. I still have AMC. I'm still holding AMC.
Good.
This is just another play. But the thing is, the content creators are going in a little hard regarding the situation, because let me just tell you something here. They're all saying the same thing. And they say, oh, it's another play. It's another distraction. It pumps up and then it drops off. Listen, all short squeeze plays are going to have their pump. And once they grab enough shares to reshort it, then it's going to dump. It's the same thing across the board. It doesn't matter what ticker you're playing as a short squeeze. AMC is a short squeeze play as well. So when it starts running, it will dump as well. So there's really no need to put out content saying, oh, if you get into that stock, that's a pump and dump. They're all pump and dumps. These are not long investments. Now, AMC turned into a long investment because everybody's still waiting. They feel like this is the most corrupt stock in the entire market. And that's fine to believe that. Hey, I still believe to a certain extent that AMC will have a decent run. I definitely have a much different expectation as to how much that run's going to be. But it's on you. If you think it's going to go much, much higher than what some people are starting to say, that's fine. It's your stock. It's your money. You play it how you want.
What some people are starting to say.
You sell it as fast as you want. But none of these plays have been distractions. Redbox wasn't a distraction. Redbox was a great lesson. And if you got in early enough, you made money. I have people commenting all over my videos regarding Redbox at the time, saying they're making a killing. They're still commenting as they're making money in TBLT, saying I made money in Redbox and now I'm making money on TBLT. Thank you for the heads up on them. So they're not distractions. They're actual valid plays. They're short squeeze plays. They're plays where the shorts are over leveraged, likely over 100%. And in the case of Redbox, the numbers were altered. The lesson that was learned there is that just because you pay for Ortex or Fintel and all that kind of stuff, they can get that stuff wrong. They're probably wrong. So you can't even rely totally on their information. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. On Redbox, in the case of Redbox, that's what happened. They reported over 200% short interest at the time. They reported, I forget what the float was at the time. I think it was like 3 million shares.
Yeah,
they reported that
always
wasn't
been
accurate.
wrong.
So there was a lot of different things. They turned off the options. And that's what it was. And then you had a content creator like Kevin, free from it all. He actually pulled the plug. He at least didn't continue the narrative and say, no, hold to the moon, hold to the moon. He knew immediately, hey, listen, they're screwing this play up. They're killing the play. They turned off options.
I thought options being no options was good for this type of stuff. Because they can't anyway, whatever. I'm going to have to agree with that. I'm going to have to agree with that. Waiting for phone to fall in the pool. I have to agree with that.
Retail, and they skewed all the numbers. You had to abandon ship at that point. TBLT is not a distraction. The numbers finally were accurate, and they were actually better than Redbox, and people that invested in TBLT so far has made a lot of money, and we will continue to follow the data as we go forward. But just like all squeeze plays, they're all going to run the same, which is basically they will go up as you continue to pour in and buy retail, and then as people sell off, they'll have shares to short it back down. And that's every player.
AKA pump and dump. So, yeah, look at this. Okay, let me scroll over here. So, here, this is what it's normally like. Well, actually, let's go in a little bit more. Here we go. So this is what it's normally like. Like this is an anomaly. These volumes. Okay. Here's what happened the last few days. So 60 million, 76 million, 139 million. And this one here is 177 million. We go in a little closer. Oops, sorry, let me get that off the screen. Going a little closer. The problem with the problem with 4-hour candles, in my opinion, is that you would think that this is all in the pre-market, but it's not. So this is what I mean. No, let's just put it here because there's still people that are holding this and whatever else, but 217%. And they've got a buy on it on TradingView. That's funny. I mean, though your basic earnings per share minus 56, so that's good. All right. Obviously not a fundamental play. So how long can the momentum stay? See, I guess. Okay.
Across the board, whether it's GameStop, whether it's AMC, it doesn't matter which. So there's no need to try to bash a play based off of pump and dump. Because AMC was
they're all pump and dumps.
And it pumped and it got dumped. And that's just the facts. Whether you like it or you want to accept it is a totally different story. But there's going to be a lot to be learned in the next probably 30 to 45 days about all of these plays. AMC, GameStop, TBLT, all of them. We're going to learn a lot about exactly where our theories are going to play at or how they're going to turn out. In the case of AMC is
what theories? Your theories have all been wrong. 100% of your theories have been wrong. We've been over that every time, all the time. Oh, the market crash. When the market crashes, AMC is going to squeeze. No, that didn't happen. Oh, when the SPY gets stronger, when the SPY recovers, AMC will squeeze. That didn't happen. And everything in between. Everything in between. So what the fuck is he talking about? We'll find out how our theories play out. I mean, he just said it was a pump and dump. So how do pump and dumps end?
And we're going to find out what Aron has been talking about regarding a pounce this whole time. And I'm hoping and I'm praying for myself as well as the entire AMC community that it's not just another carrot being dangled to the investors to make you buy up the stock up to the earnings and then all of a sudden Adam Aron does what he always does and doesn't really have anything to deliver. And for me, if that happens, then I will probably minimize, or I've already made a video that says come September 1st, if AMC is not at 20 or plus, I'm down to gonna hold only 100 shares. That'll be it. And they'll sit there forever. And I don't mind riding those as far as you want to ride them. If you need me to hold those shares past numbers that look nice, past 50, past 70, fine, I'll do it. I'll do it for the community. I have no problem. It's a small investment. And honestly, these short squeeze plays should be large amount of retail investors times small amount of shares being held, not being over leveraged. But the problem is that a lot of people want to capitalize with every single dollar that they have. And in the case of AMC, a lot of people put themselves in that position. They over leverage themselves, and that's why some of them either want out.
It's not over leveraged. They just over invested. They just over invested because they believed, because they were greedy, because they bought into the lies. They have an inherently greedy attitude, which means that they will never be rich. Certainly not like this. But these guys love to say over leveraged. They love to talk about, oh, over leveraged this, over leveraged that. No, they over invested. Period.
They want to minimize their position. I myself was over leveraged in AMC. I had to reduce my position, and because I did,
so do they even know what leverage means? I don't even know if they know what it means.
On other plays. So guys, really consider, what you're doing with your money.
Bad back. It's the community pool. It's the community pool. It's in the complex, in the condo complex. Right?
What stocks you're playing and what information you're listening to, and especially what you're reading in comment section, because there is infiltration of trolls and bots that are in there that they want
We've heard
everybody
this for
to turn on each other.
Nearly 2 years too.
To say they're giving up on.
What is the point of saying that? I don't get it. I don't get it.
AMC, let me tell you something. Anybody who's talking negative on someone's video about the stock they're talking about, it is likely that they have zero position in the stock.
So what? And by the way, I do have a position in AMC. I have one share of AMC. I got it so I could lend it out. Because Manny did it on Robinhood, and I got FOMO. I wanted to FOMO lend it, so I bought a share and I FOMO lent it. But if somebody's talking bad about your stock, it's likely that they don't have a position. So what? Yeah, maybe they did the research and they know what they're talking about, and they don't have a position because it's a shit stock. It's a bad investment. But you can't say that because supposedly that makes you some kind of shill. So this guy is so all over the place. Like, I wanted to like him months ago when he first kind of came out with this stuff. But he'll say something that's like halfway true, and then he'll say some bullshit. And it just goes back and forth between these things. He just needs to shut up, really. Like, shut the fuck up. You have nothing to add. You have added nothing. You have done nothing to help people. Nothing. And now you're saying that anybody who talks bad about AMC or any stock has no position, so you should not listen to them. It's garbage.
So please do not use comments as your deciding factor on what you should do with a play, especially AMC. AMC is still a good play in my book. I still have shares.
AMC is still a good play. Okay.
The time is coming. A reckoning is going to have to come to AMC. I, for myself, am not going to hold this until I am old and gray. I'm already getting old. I'm already a little bit gray, but it ain't going to go much further than that. Adam Aron, if you're watching this, which I doubt, you've got until
Why the fuck would he be watching that? Why would he watch some dude in Florida in a fucking pool? Come on. I love when they do this. They talk to Aron. Lou talks to the hedgies as if they actually fucking know who he is at all. Is having AMC shares so you can sell calls to the Moon Boy apes count? Can I talk bad about stock on his video? I don't know, but you can talk bad about it on here. You can talk bad about it here.
Better say something meaningful on this play, or there's going to be a lot of people exiting your stock.
Why the fuck would he care?
Wick sniping is out.
He's already sold out. Nice threat there. Good God. Whoops. Oh, God, I did not mean to click that. Shit. They must have an investment word of the day calendar. Today's word must be leverage. Yep. Okay. Oh, boy. God damn it. I'm over clicking. Trying to think of what could possibly be slowing me down today. I don't know. They just lost $28 billion. It's over. Oh my God, $28 billion. Holy shit. That's so much money. So much. CEO Aron just said 25 billion shares need to be covered. Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did say that. Okay, this is only 2 minutes long. It's about all I can stand of this guy. Anyway, so let's see. Trying to decide what kind of animal he looks like here. He looks like some kind of weird animal. Anyway,
on AMC, I hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend and ending their weekend on a Sunday. Hopefully relax.
Hopefully they're watching this live stream
and enjoying their Sunday. It's
God damn it.
Kind of rainy here today, but overall not bad. I'm sure it's humid outside, but I haven't been out there yet. But I want to talk about real quick, kind of touched on it on the live stream yesterday, but my reasoning why AMC hitting $5,000 per share is definitely a possibility and definitely more of a reality than people think.
Okay.
Our entire float, right? If every single person sold their share at $5,000, that would mean the float, the entire market cap of AMC would be worth $2.5 trillion, which would make AMC at $5,000 a share equivalent to the size of Apple. And everybody has to remember that that's a temporary market cap, okay? That doesn't mean that AMC's value necessarily has to be valued at $2.5 trillion. But the reality is that for the people out there shilling and saying that the money doesn't exist out there, 150 million % does. And getting $5,000 is definitely something that can be.
Got it. You know you're dealing with somebody who knows what they're talking about when they say things like 150 million % yes, or what did Al say? 1 quadrillion %. Forget, he didn't use commas. But yeah, no.
Paid for, the money's there, like. It is definitely a possibility, but the job of the news medias and the people that are short in this company, their job is to make you believe in the back of your head that it's not possible and settle for less, because all in all, the less that this squeeze to, the less that this whole entire AMC squeeze play goes to, the less money that hedge funds and market makers are going to lose. So try
hedge funds and market makers. I love when they put them on the same plane together. Hedge funds and market makers. Hedge funds and market makers.
But AMC my starting bracket is 5,000. I think it can go up to 20,000, but we'll get into that later. But
well, you are an idiot.
I think that $5,000 is fucking easy. Okay, so my next video, I'll talk like this and not blink once, by the way. Peace. That's how YouTubers do it now, I guess, I talk about AMC. So, but anyways, $5,000. Let's go.
Right. When you can't even hit $20. Can't even hit $20. Let's talk about $5,000 because that's what we do. if we're a shill, futures market opens in 15 minutes. So let me make sure I got it set up here. Yes, there it is. So we've got the S&P 500 futures, that's ES. We've got the NASDAQ 100 futures, that's NQ. We've got the Russell 2000 futures, that's RTY. Crude oil, CL. Natural gas, NG, and VIX futures, VX. So in Thinkorswim, to access the futures tickers, you want to use a /, or you can come here and click on futures. But you see that they all have the /, which I think is kind of cool, kind of charming. Future, forward, anyway, whatever. That's what we got here. So pretty soon we'll see this start trading somewhere, and we'll see what happens. All right. Is there any actual like I mean, of course Trey is, but where are the, okay, here we go. Trey's videos hardly ever show up in the search results anymore. Weird. Okay. I've been trading for months now. I keep making more loss than profit. Oh God. Okay. It's a spammer. It's a spammer. Because it sounds like it could be real, but anyway.
Are you, ladies and gentlemen, thirsty? Because if you are, you shouldn't be drinking this shit. You need to be drinking Diet Cock. All right. Let's get into it. Guys, these are some plays that I think are going to make some money this week. I've picked out 3 separate charts that I have drawn up some levels for that I'm personally going to be playing this week, that I'm going to be watching this week. Figured I'd share them with you. Do with this information what you will. And I'm not going to waste any of your time. Let's get straight into it. Well, I guess I did waste some of your time. You watched me drink water for a couple seconds. As a preface, number one thing, monkeypox. The WHO declared monkeypox a public health emergency of international concern. This leaves the option on the table for all of these setups that I have to be invalidated. And what I mean by that is if we get a crazy gap down, or any sort of a gap down from the market as a reaction to the monkeypox news, that is going to affect all the charts that I have set up right now, which means they may be worthless. All right. I want to preface with that because that could be the case with a lot of charts that exist out there. So
AMC,
you have setups in mind?
All right, let's see what Future Whale's saying here. Hey, Scott, that Douglas guy was definitely using an indicator that was not working, or he had stretched it out like you said. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's why I said it. So, yeah, if you haven't seen my video from earlier today, it is, blah, 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 here somewhere. Well, it was right there actually, but, this one here, let me just go back. So why do you say that, Future Whale? What? I'm just curious. So I think I responded to his comment on the video. I'm still buying more shares. I'm addicted to this stock. This journey has taught me so much about our corrupt financial system. Wow. Okay. Sure. Love that. I asked him, okay, here's Future Whale's comment. I asked him who made the indicator because none of the other indicators showed that, and he declined to answer, right? So And my reply is I had mixed results trying all the CDV indicators on TradingView. None of them are true CDV indicators. And this is a good point. I didn't mention it in the video because I just wanted to keep it short and sweet and just say it's nonsense. But the reality is none of them are actually true CDV indicators because TradingView does not provide the level of data necessary to give you that, which is being able to tell the difference between market orders and limit orders. So you can't even do that on Thinkorswim, by the way. So it's an approximated version that just looks at the candles themselves. But anyway, either way, the conclusion was nonsense. So that's what I came up with. So I realized it had been over, well, let's see, almost 2 months since I had actually recorded and put up a video. So, and there just happened to be, you know, something pretty easy to debunk. So I decided to do that today. So Future Whale says, because I started looking at all the indicators that other people have made that he was using, none of them did the same thing. They all look normal. So I have one. Yeah, I might have this one. I believe it's this one here. It's one that's by TradingView. So it will show it. But again, you know, the reason there was all the selling, and yeah, he probably did stretch it out, and you know, because these guys like to do that. You know, they like to do this stuff. They take it off auto, they move it around, they move this around, they do this and this. Oh boy, look! Oh wow, it's so high. Oh my, oh man, and they put it on logarithmic scaling. Oh, that didn't really help. You know, they move it around, they scale this, they scale that. You know, and you can't really, you lose a sense of proportionality. But at least here, between this day and this day, that's when all the shares were issued. So it makes sense that there would be all this selling. It's not synthetic shares. It's just nonsense. I mean, I love whenever any of these grifter influencers come out and say, I have proof of synthetic shares. They never do. They never do. And I go into it thinking, oh shit, maybe they actually do. Maybe I can't debunk this one. I always can. It's not hard ever. It's never hard. But anyway, I'm glad that you know, you've come to the same conclusion. And that's the problem. Like I said in the video, it's the problem with confirmation bias, because everybody believes that they're synthetic shares. So all you have to do is say something that sounds kind of smart. Talk about an indicator that nobody's heard of. Even Tony DeNaro hadn't heard of it. And, oh, now all of a sudden you've given some proof. Well, I mean, these candles are red. These volume candles are red. So it is not that big of a surprise that these down here are red. This is when all the selling happened. This is when they sold all the new shares. Anyway. Let's see what Trey's got.
I mind unforeseeable circumstances can take place, and you kind of have to adjust as things go. Nonetheless, if monkeypox doesn't gap things down, these are some nice charts. I think they look good, and I want to talk about them.
We got 5 minutes.
Are Snapchat, Neo, and
until the futures
There's
open.
a reason behind all of these. I think that all of these have good money-making opportunities for both the call and the put side, except for Snapchat. Snapchat, I would not play for puts. Myself personally. So I'm going to go over sort of what I think makes the most sense for Snapchat. And I'm also going to sort of outline what I'd be watching for in terms of risk and reward and what I mean by this. So when we've got guidelines here,
oh god
it's the
damn
same
it,
as the previous video, right?
There's his stupid whiteboard fucking bullshit. There's 2 types of blah blah blah.
and forth between specific zones in every single one of these that would allow you to make money. Perhaps, Neo, you're able to captivate sort of on a breakdown, which would be the same as a breakout if everything plays as planned. This white line right here. Now, if it was to happen tomorrow, that would mean that Snapchat would drop about another $1. It would go from $9.90 down to about $8.73, which is a significant drop off. I don't know what that is percentage wise, but thankfully TradingView will do that for me. If we were to take it all the way down, you are dropping another 13%. So if Snapchat's down 13% tomorrow, it would hit sort of that bounce zone that I think is going to happen. Why do I like this dotted or dashed falling support line? Because every time that it's tapped this, it has bounced, right? So if you're looking here, you're looking at sort of this line. It's got a bounce line. Because I thought about this, right? It's already down 39%. There's a reason I don't like close to.
Okay.
What I have here.
Snapchat, trash.
You to take advantage. If this is a red candle, R for red, we get a hangman, and then you get a green candle,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
I would want to be...
Is there anything more irrelevant these days? I don't know.
A good sign that sellers are losing some of the momentum that they previously had. Neo I like for both calls and for puts. Both have beautiful opportunity. The first one that I'm going to show you is for a put. So if you look at this yellow circle right here, what you're going to see is that it is broken down from this bull flag. When you have a bull flag, typically you expect it to push to the upside. It doesn't always do that, right? But I'd say 8 or 9 times out of 10, that's typically what happens. This time it has broken down from the bull flag, which leaves 2 opportunities, right? Number one, what could happen on the put side is it can come back up and retest this falling green trend line.
I mean, the last 2 candles were green. Whatever. It's a Teletubbies indicator. Teletubbies indicator.
And with touch point, respect.
So in other words, he doesn't know what's going to happen. Yeah.
The 382 was 1952. I think if
wow. Is he even talking about AMC in this video? Doesn't look like it.
Flip side. This is why I like Meta a lot. Meta has set up beautifully because it can have the exact same move to the downside, right? Albeit, I want the confirmation when it breaks. If it breaks down from the falling support line, comes back up and retests, and then rejects, put buyer. Bam. Nothing else to it. That's it. I'd be targeting...
Yeah. Unexpected plot twist. He's selling calls and puts. Probably is. If he's smart. Anyway. All right. I'm going to switch over to this. And let's see here. Antoinette's here. Hi. Just got out of piano class. Welcome. If there's any excuse for not being here in time, on time, piano class is one that... you know, I'll be okay with, even if it's true. Okay, we got about 30 seconds here before this opens. So remember, gapping up or down is not an indication. Well, actually, all of the Sunday trading is no indication of what may happen tomorrow. It's more of a curiosity. Sometimes when it gaps up, that would indicate that we are going to have a down day, but it's not guaranteed, as is nothing in the stock market. So let's see here. So it looks like we gapped up and then fell. Gap and crap. So we got crude oil down in the 94 handle. We got the VIX futures up slightly. Perhaps we should get Tasty Trade involved here. See what they're saying. Okay, let's see what they got.
because they open on Monday morning, correct? Pete?
Right. That's
right,
correct. They'll open the small, all their products will open tomorrow, Monday at 7 o'clock in the morning.
But
Absolutely.
you can see from yesterday, as the bonds were higher, all the interest rate yields go lower. Bonds go higher, yields go lower.
Right. And
run through all, raising rates. Go ahead.
Right, but run through all this, because let's take a look at that 30-year S30Y.
Uh-huh.
And when you do
They're
take
talking
a look at
about
these
bonds.
indices, the 30, the 10s, and the 2s, what's great with the yield futures is they can just give you a very, very quick read exactly where the yield is. Now, you've got a yield in the 30 spot-wise. You can see the few right around 3%. You've got a 2-year yield right around 3%. And you've got a 10-year yield that is still almost 20 basis points below hand.
It's
so
like
this
redheaded stepchild. What's going on with that?
This is one weird shaped yield curve where you've got this hump in the middle of it, and then there's another hump when you kind of move through the 20s and 30s. So this has stayed, this 2s, 10s, which is that key kind of yield curve, and all yield curve is the difference between treasury rates, two different periods of time, the 2-year yield and the 10-year yield. So just looking at where yields are trading for different durations of instruments. So this has stayed about 20 points inverted. This key rate they look at is 2s, 10s. There is a macroeconomic school of thought. It's a precursor for a recession. I would think the market being down anywhere from 18 to your precursor. So I'm not quite sure what this means, but the fact is we went inverted back in March, stayed there about 2 days, steepened back up. Now we've been in this weird, very odd shaped inversion for almost 3 weeks now. So I don't know quite what to make of it, but it seems, especially the rate action on the long end, ZB right now, we open around 142.
Trying to figure out why it looks so different. It's because it was on a different duration candle.
Opened roughly.
There we go.
Roughly on a
try to get these things
just a little bit. But here's a market that we got down to 132 last month. We've had
on the
ZB, good 10 handle range. It feels as dire as everybody keeps talking about. Inflation's so high, we're going to be hiking to 4% on the short-term rates. Bonds are telling you a little bit different story right here, is that not to read too much into it, that some of the inflation metrics have softened a little bit. Commodities world last 2 weeks, whether it be crude, wheat, corn, gold, all have softened dramatically. The impetus to raise rates, and I'm not trying to read too much into this, may not be quite as dire as everybody thinks. I think you're seeing a little bit of stabilization, especially on the long end like that. 142 is, that takes us down in the 10-year from almost 345 down to 3%. So the long end of the curve not getting quite so spooked as to some of these inflation numbers. So this will be an interesting market. Premiums come out of this finally, but we had a rich premium where we were kind of stuck in that range between 133 and 140. Now we're getting back above 142 again. We're just digesting back into that range. I don't know if this is a setup for another, we've got a decent bounce in bonds, which means falling yields. And this is, if you were a long yields guy, you think yields are normal over the last 40 years. For 30 years, it's almost 4.75%. So you could argue a 3% 30-year is still cheap. This is giving you a good area to reload, but I think this is also a good. So
if you're going to reload on bonds, you're saying at 3%. Are you looking to get short yields and long?
No. You would want to be getting long yields or sell the bonds up here.
Got it.
So remember that inverse relationship between bonds and yields. My consensus is that we've got kind of a range trade here, and if we can take advantage of any movement, we've had a decent markdown every day last week. We marked out whether the bonds were up or down, and we had some big ranges. It was 2 points.
The yield curve between these has no rhyme or reason. Like, if the 30-year bonds are down and notes are down, this relationship stays two basis points, like it's 20 basis points. It just stays. It doesn't move. Is what it moves about 10 cents.
Right.
On the smalls, right? It does not move. Are you mentioning this a lot, Dave? And because Tom's not here, we can talk about it. Because consumer confidence comes out this week, and I think maybe I should wait for John and Victor to talk about this, but I think there's like CPI, maybe what is it? Chicago PMI, I think, comes out. I think there's some other initial jobless claims come out. I mean, is that what you're?
You know what? I think if you're going to look at anything, probably it's this week's Fed meeting. So they've got one of those 2-day jobs where they start on Tuesday. The announcement comes Wednesday at 1 o'clock with a press conference at 1:30.
They're talking Central Time
the
there.
Talk is how much are they going to hike? Well,
so
the market sales come out that day too.
We can see that it's probably
going to hike they're going to almost certainly hike 75 basis
75.
Points. There is kind of a probability that they may hike 100 basis points.
So here,
I think it's going to be pretty much what the consensus thinks is they're going to hike 75 basis points.
Let's pause that for a moment and actually have to switch it here. So this is the CME Fed Watch tool. So this is based on the Fed Fund futures, and based on the futures, they calculate the target rate probabilities, and this is for the meeting coming up. So this is given, the target rate is given in basis points, and it's currently 150 to 175. So we can see that there's an 80%, essentially 80% probability that the target rate will be 225 to 250, which would be 75 basis points, right? And 20% probability that the target rate will be 250 to 275, and that would indicate a 100 basis point or 1% increase. So that's, if you ever see this, that's how you have to look at it. It's not telling you the increase, it's telling you what the target rate would be with the increase, so you can work backwards. But of course, it's pretty easy. So anyway, looks like it's going to be a 75 basis point this time, based on the bond market. Now coming over here. So this is not surprising to me. Equities down and energy up. Right? So, I mean, albeit not down that much, but considering that the S&P literally hit 4,000 last week, actually hit 4016. That was, it's Friday morning. Okay, well, we'll check back in with this momentarily. See if they've got anything else here that's interesting.
Market movers going to announce this week between Apple, Microsoft, and a few of the other big tech companies. And I find it interesting because of late.
It needs to be 2 full points. No. So we're already seeing the yields come down, which would indicate lower interest rates. So really it follows the bond market. I could see what they're talking about here.
Confirm that we are getting a bit of a bounce, and or we could sell off. So that's why I've mentioned that to you pre-show.
Yeah, you got Facebook, also known as Meta, and Apple, Qualcomm, all have earnings. Amazon would be another one. Intel.
So we have all these earnings
there's
too.
A plethora of earnings coming out here, and then even
correct.
So it seems like
a little bit more surprising even than those NASDAQ stocks. You've got some oil-related stocks, like Exxon. I mean, I don't get too crazy about like looking at Exxon Mobil as a market leader or something like that. But you do have oil, which has come significantly off of its highs, 115-ish and change, trading down to 90 and change, now 95. which makes these stocks a little bit interesting. So you're right. Maybe there'll be some earnings like movement in the overall stock market. We'll see.
And just looking at too, just this, I mean, again, you're just looking at, we have no certainties as traders, right? So we have no crystal ball. And so we're just looking for little street signs to give us indications. And, you know, crypto held up over the weekend, you know, and so we didn't see any sell off there from the result of they've bounced a little bit too, and they've held over the weekend. So, and that's been matched with tonight's open. Looking at things like the US dollar, the US dollar, you know, it's still up there. And I'm obviously, you know, from my perspective, looking at the Aussie dollar is holding these levels. We're still below the 70-cent range. I actually think the Aussie dollar, selling puts on the Aussie dollar is still a good trade. I sold the 65s there a couple of weeks ago. That's coming in nicely. I think that's a good play. But yeah, I think this is going to be a good week.
Yeah, you know, John, Aussie wise, we have not, you know, we haven't seen these volatility levels in all the currencies. Euro 12.5%, 13%, 14% on Friday, I think. Aussie back to levels well in the mid double digits in terms of between 10 and 20. Now, these seem like small vol levels, but in the world of FX, we spent a lot of time last year at 6%, 5.5%. So vol is definitely the focus here. Chinese shares starting to stabilize a little bit. We've seen a week or two of them stop falling. Is that giving Aussie a little bit something on its back pocket to, well, commodities still continue to fall. Is that giving Aussie a little bit of something to hang on to?
Well, it's interesting, right? It's that we've seen prices of coal and iron ore and some of those materials that we export. They've actually they've had a slight
gold
bit
finally
of
had an uptick at the end of the month, at the end of the week.
Yeah, so that's helping the Aussie dollar, but it's, look, I just don't see the Aussie dollar pushing down to 65, 60 cents. I think it's going to hold at these levels. I think there's a belief that the US dollar, generally speaking, may not hold at those highs. And we've already seen a bit of movement there. Going into gold, Tony, what you just said, I think gold's a fantastic sideways play. We've all seen how through this whole season, gold's not been a flight to quality. We saw a bit of a spike there quite a little while ago, but that hasn't happened. It's just going nowhere. And I mean, can gold go much lower? I mean, yes. Can it
let's be honest.
Down to the 1600 level? Yes.
Stocks probably will go up next week.
I don't know. The probabilities, I think, we're
stocks probably will go up next week.
Doing a whole lot of nothing.
Probably. Well, I mean, we have these lower earnings estimates,
relatively low, never spiking,
and we have a lot of companies that are beating them. So
corn, wheat, and soybean spike in volatility. You've had the market spike.
Lower the bar so that you can say that you
volatility.
Outperformed
to,
typical Wall Street shit.
Yeah, no, but
and you got a lot of people that are still bearish.
John, that's like 65 cents.
In the it's honestly hard to say at this point because it's been so
silver vol is always better than gold.
Confusing, but let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got, and let's just look at the SPY.
We have not seen in a long time, so that's at some point that has to be.
Let's take a look at this here real quick. Okay, so this was Friday, and you had a put call ratio of 1.4 with 4.7 million puts and 3.3 million calls. Okay, let's look at the Monday expiration here. Of course, it's going to be hard to see, kind of, but don't have open interest updated yet, but just kind of scanning it here visually on the open interest columns. And obviously there's more open interest on the puts and you've got, well, look at the implied volatility here, 25 versus 18, 19. Interesting. Okay. All right. All right. Back to this, see what they're talking about, and then
Information
we'll
coming
move
from
on.
the Fed, because as I said, the market's telling you one thing, and then the Fed and the media are telling you another thing with inflation. So I find that quite interesting.
Okay, let me go back here a little bit and see what they're.
Look, I'm actually looking forward to this week. I think this week's there's a lot going on. I think this week's going to really, if we can hold these levels, if we can hold the bounce that we've just had. I mean, I've heard a lot of terms being used of what this little bounce is. Are we in a bear market rally? Potentially, yes. And I think that could be, I think what could happen this week is a bit of a confirmation of that. Looking for these big hitter companies coming out with some good earnings and a bit more information coming from the Fed. Because as I said, the market's telling you one thing, and then the Fed and the media are telling you another thing with inflation. So I find that quite interesting. But
help me on one thing. Help me be on one thing before you leave, because I'm an ignorant American. Obviously, I always say, I know that.
I know that.
We're going to go to John. We're going to go to John from across the pond instead of saying John from down under. If you're across the water, it's like, everything west of the Hudson River to me was farmland for so long. Enlighten me a little bit here on currencies. What's going on with the U.S. dollar? You mentioned how strong it was. You don't think it's going to hold there. It's backed off a little bit the last couple of days, not a ton, but a little bit. Euro versus dollar was almost 1-to-1. Go ahead, last word, and then I'll bring in Victor.
Look,
what's going on, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I tend to think the US dollar's got more of a chance to weaken a bit more. I think that's going to happen. But I think the other currencies, and Aussie dollars is a typical. I think there's some great trades to be made there. I think we're going to be holding. I don't think we're going to be breaking 65 cents. I think we're going to be holding 69 rents, maybe 68.5, 69. But I think the probabilities now is we're going to get back to 70.
John, thank you so much for your time. We're going to let you go, and I'm going to bring in my friend, Mr. Victor Jones, to wrap us up. Victor Jones, what's up, brother?
Oh, Pete, Tony, Tasty Nation, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you? Hey, I saw you took your son out to a festival, which was nice. It was only about a humidity of 104. In Chicago.
Oh, yes. We're at a Wicker Park Fest right here in Chicago. I washed it off, but we did the face paints. I was walking around looking like a tiger. like we did the whole nine, man.
Wait a minute. Did the wife or anybody take a picture of that?
No.
I would pay right now. She could get me for more, but I'll open the bid at $100. I would take $100. I will make it. If I can get a picture of Victor Jones as a tiger with face paint on, I will make it my profile picture for the week.
What if she took a video and I said they're great? What does that get us?
200.
I was gonna say,
gentlemen, I couldn't agree with Izzy more in that this is obviously a gigantic week, right? You got Facebook. Let's start it off. Sure. You get housing data to start off the week. I know Tom wouldn't care about that. This is blasphemy in a way. Mm-hmm. But this, let me work through this. It's going to be important to at least some people in the marketplace, I think. Sure. Tuesday, you get, Microsoft and Google after the close. To me, 4.5% implied move on Microsoft, only 6.5% on Google. Microsoft might be a bit of a snooze fest. Google, they're expecting a little bit more volatility, and I think that makes sense. I do not understand why they look at Snapchat's earnings report and then they go, okay, this must be how Google, this must be what Google's business. And I get that they were all digital advertising, but have we not figured out over the last two earnings seasons that whatever Snap is doing, which is a $5 billion company, it's not always indicative of what one of the biggest companies on the planet does.
It was 25. It's 16 now.
Yeah, man. So the last couple of earnings season, this has happened where people go, oh, Google made more money than we thought. They're not Snapchat. It's like, yeah, no, they're not. But there is more heightened sensitivity or volatility around it. Then Wednesday, boom, we get Jerome Powell, baby, in his 75 basis points. And I get there's only a 2 out of 3.
I'll be listening to Tom Sosnoff and Dylan Radigan at that time at 1:30.
Me too. Me too, definitely. But I will watch the press conference later at some other at some other time.
Victor, what do you think? So you're with the, I mean, probabilities say it's 75 basis points.
Yeah.
They got a full point baked in with like a 20% probability. I think everybody's very quickly coming to a consensus that they're going to do exactly what they said. What's the reaction to that? I mean, that's kind of status quo. Bonds, you look, especially the long end, they're kind of saying, yeah, inflation's a concern, but really not long-term inflation, structural inflation. So what do we get out of the chief chucklehead and his 12 minions at 130?
Isn't it weird that we can be in a place where 75 basis points is a moderate increase?
Yeah.
Who would have thought we'd be in this position? I do think it'll be 75-1 because Nick Temeros, that journalist from Wall Street Journal, is effectively the official Fed whisperer. He in so many ways wrote this article the other week, telling people, hey, cool down. You're not going to see 100 basis points. So I think if you believe him, and he's been right on this whole time, it's 75. What's the reaction? I have no idea.
Yeah,
this is a week that, like, I kind of have no idea. I think there's an upward bias here. I don't think the market is scared of these, 75 basis points in the short term because of what you mentioned in the past. For some reason, there's this wishful thinking that, in not too distant future, we're going to get interest rate cuts all of a sudden. And I think that's in many ways is giving the market something to be excited about. I don't know. I don't know if that's wishful thinking or not. And I'm a little bit scared of what the economy has to do in the short term in order for us to be in a position where we're willing to moderate interest rates. I think that's probably an uglier picture than what the equity market is expecting right now. If you mean to tell me we need to start dropping interest rates in the next 3 months, I don't know if the equity market is adequately priced for what that economic data would mean. Anyways, then you get, what do we got? Facebook, I think the same day, Meta, so some more digital advertising, and then GDP on Thursday. And to me, GDP is a big one because GDP now, this unofficial tracker, has the second quarter, the economy for the second quarter contracting at 1.6%. So this will be the second quarter in the row. First quarter was down 1.5%, second quarter down 1.6%. But the consensus for this number is actually a positive number. So who knows? To me, it seems like the market has in some way priced a mild recession.
Doesn't the market always price it in? I mean,
yeah. I think it'll be more of it. It'll be interesting more as a headline, I think. To me, if you look at how the market has responded to the GDP now over the last month, maybe 6 weeks, you saw crude oil come off. That's demand side, not supply side. There's no more supply. That's a demand estimate. Same thing with grains. It seems to me that the market sort of got that picture, which means if you don't see a contraction, it could be a little bit of a rubber band reaction to the upside, that the worst news that is currently priced is maybe got ahead of itself. And there's a reason to maybe, get excited. The problem, though, is if we're not in a bona fide recession, then that just gives the Federal Reserves even more license to lean into the marketplace. So I wish I could tell you, this is one of those weeks that if you told me what the number was going to be or what the reaction was going to be, you don't know what to do with the market. And I feel like, I know this isn't helpful, but there's just so much unknown going into this week. The only good thing about this is, can you imagine another week in the next quarter that will be as volatile and as uncertain as this one? And I can't. I can't think of a week.
Staying bid. I mean, I know it's at the low end of its range, but it's certainly staying bid. The last time the market was at this range, it was $3 or $4 lower on volatility. Volatility 25.70. It was more like 21 or 22 ish with the market at this range. And you know what? Going back to that, Tom actually has been watching the show, and he says, what would be good that he said would be very beneficial to the viewers because Victor is so public. Does he think that this is a bear trap, just a dead cat bounce that we continue lower, or does he think we're going higher because
did he legitimately ask that question? Swear.
Because he wants to fade you. No, of course he didn't ask that question. He loves you too much. You're kidding me? It's like you got pictures of him or something.
Do I think I think we're in a bear market. It's a bear market rally. We haven't had one.
You kind of called, I'm sorry to step on you. You kind of called a lot more of the bear market than Tom and I did when you were coming on the show in weeks past. Now we've had a little bit of a rally in the market over the last week or two or so. And I really am wondering, at 4,000, let's just round it, 4,000 on the E-mini S&Ps, are you a little bit bearish here? I kind of tend to be a little bit myself. I think we're going higher. I think we're going to chop around, but I also think we can, go back down to 38.2. I mean, again, going down to 3,800 on the E-mini S&Ps isn't saying too much. When you look at, through September, the chance of getting to 3,800 is basically, 60% of a touch. So I'm not going out on a limb here.
So I would say like this, this is a really difficult week to predict anything, but I would say I lightened up deltas at the end of last week as we approached 4,000 the S&P and as we got at and above 12.5 in the NASDAQ. That's been the upper end of that range. I thought that was a good position to start lightening up on long deltas. I think this is a bear market rally. I think there's more pain ahead. I don't think the Fed is going to be as accommodative as people are sort of pricing right now. It would be very strange to me to start cutting in 3 months when there's no data that we have right now that suggests that inflation is taken care of. There are some signals that things are rolling over. And from everything that they've said, they said this is not a market to be trying to predict what inflation is going to do. It's a market where they want to see concrete evidence that they've taken care of it. And I think if that's the case, we're way more than 3 months on getting concrete data that we're anywhere close to that 4%, 4.5% sort of prediction where the Federal Reserve had. So I just think there's probably more pain ahead. I think people are getting optimistic, which makes sense in the short term. And bear market rallies can be brutal to the upside. We're almost 10% rally in July.
Right.
The absence of bear market rallies, to me, has been the abnormality. You get what I'm saying?
On the way down. Absolutely.
Yeah, we've had two sessions where Jerome Powell, 3.5%, and they smash him back down the other day. To me, that's the oddity of this bear market, that it's just been this slow leak to the downside. But consensus has always been wrong. I know it's mostly wrong. All those people calling for 45 VIX capitulation, and that's when your market bottom was going to happen. It didn't happen that way. I just think this is a tough market. I think it's going to be a lot longer and a lot choppier than people are giving credit for. They want to see this as 6 months of pain and then 6 months where we go back to, everything's normal again. And I sort of believe that the Fed is trying to get to a place of positive real rates at the end of this. And that means you should tamp down upward expectations of returns, I think, over a longer period of time.
Yeah, and positive real rates means that they've got a lot of wood to chop yet by any measure. But if you're willing to look at trading that range here, you look at July, look at the SPOO volume. Always at noon. It's
all right.
It's
so all right. I'm gonna fade this out here and go back to AMC for a moment because I did see that there were a couple new videos that looks like we need to look at. So, while that's loading, I can pop back over here. So, nobody knows who knows. Nobody knows. There you go. Okay, of course, the one I wanted is not in this list, so I'm gonna have to search for it. I saw it on the other computer, but anyway. Okay, so here we go. So Al from Karachi Hills apparently is saying that Melvin Capital is not dead. They still have an open short position against GME. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, I mean, I would assume this is foolish on my part, but I would assume that there would be some type of source. Well, there's not even a description for the video, and he's showing a super stonk, but Melvin Capital. Sort by date. Hedge fund launches remained strong, at least in the first quarter. Do this. Okay. Hedge fund liquidations also increased slightly. HFR estimated 126 funds closed in the first 3 months of 22, up from 117 in fourth quarter of last year. The trend is likely to continue in the second quarter with big name closings like Gabe Plotkin's Melvin Capital Management and Robert Bishop's Impala Asset Management. GameStop distracts investors with shiny new object. Degens fall for it, obviously, from Barstool Sports, a.k.a. Dave Portnoy. Okay, so this is just about that. GameStop distracts investors. This is from July 7th. So they're talking about the 4-for-1 split. Gabe. So that mentions Gabe Plotkin there, but anyway, okay, so at least on the regular internet, it doesn't look like that it's really substantiated, but okay. Well, that was playing the whole time? Okay. Anyway, all right. Let's see what he's got.
2 months ago.
No, all right. I had it turned down in the mixer. All right.
Everybody, tough in Boston. Let's kick it off. Listen, 2 months ago, Gabe Plotkins and Melvin waved the white flag, right? They said, "Hey, we're shutting down. We incurred too many losses, and we're shutting down shop, so on and so forth." And that was it. And that was a huge triumph for GME, right? But something doesn't sit right with me, because I'm reading through these posts. I would have seen massive changes in Melvin's, I'm sorry, not GME's numbers, right? We didn't really see that. We saw it go up slightly. We didn't see it, correspond to the position Melvin had.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Had for almost a year.
Are you fucking kidding me? He's going. I'm not gonna make an assumption, but it sounds like he's. Oh dear.
Year and some change, and what we realized was maybe they're not exactly gone just yet. They kept using the word "it's winding down," right? 2 months, and telling us that it was planned on shutting down by the end of June. It's July at the end of the month, and no crickets, no movement on the stock, nothing. How is this possible? It doesn't make any sense. Well, I started researching on Reddit, see what other people have had. Melvin couldn't possibly be shutting down because of an investigation. Melvin's under federal investigation. Now, here's the thing. I don't know this. It says on Bloomberg, but I don't actually trust Bloomberg.
Okay, so let me go back just a little bit, because I can answer one of his questions.
Possibly shutting down, movement on the stock, nothing. The month, and no crickets, no movement on the stock, nothing. How is this possible? It doesn't.
How is it possible? Maybe when they got screwed last year, that's when they covered their positions. Why would anybody assume that they would be holding anything relative to GameStop now still? To me, that's a bad assumption, because the apocalyptic event happened last year. Why would they still be holding on to it? Why would they still have their collateral tied up in it? It makes no sense, unless you are trying to paint a picture in order to keep people engaged because you're a grifter. So this doesn't surprise me at all that there's no movement in GameStop, because likely it's already been taken care of. It happened last year, because that's when the risk was on the table. in the intervening time, that's when the stock went down. So, I mean, that would seem to be a pretty simple explanation.
Doesn't make any sense. Well, I started researching on Reddit, see what other people have had. Melvin couldn't possibly be shutting down because of an investigation. Melvin's under federal investigation. Now, here's the thing. I don't know.
And that's from February.
It says on Bloomberg, but I don't actually trust Bloomberg. There's nothing on DOJ's website that had anything to do with Melvin. So how did Bloomberg know? If there's nothing on DOJ,
well, I guarantee you that we won't get the answer to that because we don't have the full article here.
They're saying that they're being investigated. Okay. The DOJ doesn't exactly post that shit out there, right? So how did the Bloomberg folks know that it was being under investigation? Was there any findings? Was there any reports? Was there discovery? There's something that says that the FBI and the DOJ were investigating Melvin. I don't know. There's nothing I could find. I went to the Bloomberg article. There was nothing there that just said this, that, and the other. So it appeared that the Melvin Capital folks were under, quote, FBI, under the investigation of the FBI, and they were shutting down as a result. And this is in February, mind you, all right? So it doesn't make any sense. And then there's the apology letter, the famous, infamous apology letter in April, right? I'm sorry, I got this one wrong. I made a mistake. I apologize. Let's explain, blah, blah, blah. He apologized to investors, right? Very strange. Not uncommon, but very strange that he would send an open letter to investors that would eventually get leaked very conveniently. I didn't care for that either. That was just a very, very strange thing. And it was just, when you read the verbiage in this thing, it seemed very, I don't know.
The
it
verbiage.
didn't seem right. I didn't care for it. The letter itself, it seems heartfelt and genuine, but still, these are fucking hedge fund guys. They're cocks and they're liars. And
takes one to know one, doesn't it, Al?
Look at Lydia. The response was tone deaf. It wasn't tone deaf, Lydia. It was deliberate, because a sincere apology, a heartfelt one, feels different. It hits different. There should be a pleading for forgiveness and I'm sorry and all that stuff. And there wasn't any of that stuff. There wasn't anything. It was an impersonal letter. So it doesn't make sense to me. So they write this out.
I don't see any sign of this ending. Personally, I see it accelerating. Like, the people who are on that side are just getting more and more fanatical. And I think the people who've bought into it and believe it are following them. We can look at some subscriber numbers and view numbers on some of these grifter channels. But I'm curious what Antoinette, what leads you to think the grifting is coming to an end? Because I don't see that.
Okay. Now I read CRTs. Now I knew about this from business school, but I didn't think it would be applicable to them. CRTs are typically not for for fucking hedge funds, but being honest, they're for banks, right? So now they're talking about CRT, a potential look under the hoods of Melvin Capital's bailout. Now this is 5 days ago, right? It doesn't make any sense, and this person picked up on it, right? A CRT is basically, a funded CRT transaction has the same general structure as an ordinary loan, a lump sum payment for principal made upfront for the lender, who in turn expects to be paid in interest and eventually repaid in principal. If an unfunded CRT transaction, one party receives periodic interest-like payments. In exchange, the party goes to make a lump sum payment in the party, making the periodic contingent in some event taking place. A CDS is an unfunded CRT transaction and involves one party collecting periodic payments based on the risk of a reference of obligations, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's the first thing, okay? Who would offer them a CRT other than Citadel or maybe one of the big banks? I really don't know.
Straw man. Okay. Manny sees a lot of people trolling Lou. And yeah, I saw that. Here, let me bring this up here. See if I can do this. Nope, I can't do that. Save it. Let's see. So we have this. I used to swear by this guy. I used to swear this guy knew what he was talking about. To all the people I recommended this channel to, I'm sorry, guys. But then, but then down here, it's cut off. But to all those who doubt the GME debacle he is speaking about, go look at the same dates, same type dividend was given for BBIG. I don't know what that's referring to, but not going to end well. They better sell the next and final run. AMC needs good earnings or it's over. Let's see what else. Let's see here. Got another one here. Don't think this one's about Lou, but so Chad Clifford, a specific YouTuber, has been clamoring to engage any content creator in hopes of unleashing a stream of drama videos. Much like his music, his AMC channel is failing miserably. With 10,000 subscribers, some of his uploads muster double-digit views. He'll want to point you at specific numbers in an attempt to validate how successful he's been. He'll want you to believe he's an entertainer when in reality he's more of a feel-good story. After all, if you watch even a second of his ill attempt at life, I don't know, you're left feeling better about your own See You on the Moon. Is this talking about the Ape Father? Manny, that's what I got about it. Any content creator except Scott fucking Allen. Yeah, nobody acknowledges me. And even when they do, they don't. So Tony Denaro can come in here and be buddy-buddy and patronize, the people in the chat. Oh, at least you're not blocked. You're not blocked, are you? But then, over on their channels, I've never heard my name mentioned once. Not that I care. I don't care. Not complaining about that. But we've been consistent in what we've been saying here. We've been consistent in the approach, looking at evidence. Wherever it leads, for better or worse, wherever it leads. Some people have taken to this, or say they have more recently, and have turned to fact-checking, quote-unquote, fact-checking the other AMC grifters. That doesn't erase your sins from the past. So you can't just, say, oh, that's nonsense, when you were saying the same stuff 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 10 months ago, 12 months ago. Doesn't work like that. So, anyway, probably directed at Ape Father. Zap Zone. Hello. I sense the tide might be turning a bit as well with these grifters. I'm not getting that. I mean, it's certainly possible. And to be honest, outside of doing these videos and live streams, I don't pay attention to it. I don't really pay attention to it, except for when things are brought up in Telegram chat. I'll look at it, but it's not really, it's just, I don't look at it all the time. So now, but when I see things like, let me see here, see, I'm not seeing all the results I saw earlier either, so that's odd. But, so here's Lou with 27,000 views in a day on the Jay Douglas AMC video, where Lou says, he says, yeah, I watched this video by Jay Douglas. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I was looking at. Bullshit, you were looking at that, Lou. Bullshit. I mean, then why didn't you talk about it before? Why didn't you talk about it before? It's hilarious. He takes credit. Fuck it, we'll watch it. But why though? Why are 1,000 people? This is needs to be updated here. I love the part where they have a grifter on grifter feeding frenzy. You like that? Let's see here. Huge news for theaters. Okay, an hour. He got 1,500 views in an hour. Kiev Angelo here, 11,000 views in 8 hours. I wish there were a way to aggregate all the views. So there's Lou again. But I thought there was another.
What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers?
All right. AMC needs good earnings and a prayer.
All right, listen. Thank you for putting up with my ridiculous shit yesterday with the airplane, yada yada, being delayed. I would have been back sooner, made videos. I'm actually gonna later today. Fuck it, I'll do it now. I'm a little bit busy, but give me 2 seconds. Somebody sent me a video, I think it was about a day or so ago. And the video is by a guy named Jake Douglas. And where he goes over kind of my hypothesis on
hypothesis. I love it. I love it. By the way, where are we at here? Typical Sunday shit. Typical Sunday bullshit. All right.
Said that they were using synthetics because AMC, you should definitely look. You should go look at the video because for a lot of people that just came into this after that original time frame, there was a time when, AMC was like $2 and, like back then, and then we had the run up, and then that's when they started to do everything. And then that's after that happened, like I couldn't believe it, like that they were actually going that, but now through time, I'll say my thing on it. But definitely go see the video. I don't know, I don't have Twitter anymore, so I guess I'll be able to put it down on the description on the bottom, so I'll see if I'll link it to that. For everybody, when you see that video, you'll understand what he was showing there was exactly what I looked at.
It was exactly what he looked at. Oh, well, that's convenient. Yeah, well, you know what? Here's something that I looked at. Hold on now. Let me get this. Let me get this here. So this is what I looked at in my video. Actually, I didn't look at this. I didn't look at this site, but I looked at this concept. So right here, right in here, where the line is like going up almost, vertically. This is the area right in here. And then this data point right here is January 22nd. Okay. And this is December 31st. So 20 days later, you go from 216 million shares to 339 million shares, and we're still not. And here's 377. So from 339 to 377, AMC was adding shares left and right in hundreds of millions at that time. but they're synthetics. But they're synthetics, right? That's the narrative. The narrative is they're synthetics. No. I mean, you went from, in October, 124 million shares. 1 year later, essentially you went from 109 million shares to 513 million shares in a year. And a lot of it really started happening in January. Go watch the video I did. I got sources for that too. Want to know where all the selling came from? Here you go. They quadrupled the shares in that time frame. They quadrupled the shares in the first quarter of 2021. It's not that hard. First thing I thought of when I heard this clown talking about this stuff, the Jay Douglas guy, Mr. Low Energy 4. Okay.
And that's where I came to the point where that's where my count started to. That's when I started.
The last video from Lou was word salad. But it was pathetic. Scott, they still may get views out of habit watching. Habit watching. Okay. The idea that AMC is a valid play, I believe, is losing steam. So you think so maybe some people think that they're watching out of habit, but the conviction, their underlying conviction itself is weakening. That may be. Okay.
Counting this. When we ran up to the $20 and then they short attacked us down to the level that they did, I mean, we technically went down to like, I don't know, like freaking.
That's when all the shares were added. That's when the float quadrupled. Legitimately. Okay.
$4 or $5, I don't know what it was. There was more selling than there was buying.
Right. That's right.
Now, the way that was done, everybody understands now, because I was talking about that they were using synthetics. Like for every one share, they were using multiple AMC shares, covering it up.
Oh, you mean like for every one share, they had 3 more? As in the number quadrupled? I mean, you can't make this shit up. This is what he's saying. So if you come over to this chart on TradingView, you can actually use this as an indicator. If you search for float or float shares outstanding, or actually total common shares outstanding. This is a quarterly one, so you can put that in my favorites, but you can add this and it will show you here even it's only, the resolution is low, it's only once per quarter, but you can still see what I'm talking about here. So, and we have sources that say that by February 4th, right here, even, there were already over 400 million shares. So it wasn't reported until the March disclosure, but we have a source over on the other video that indicates that it was at this level. It was already there. It was already here on February 4th, which is right after this. So again, that's telling us there were a fuck ton of shares that were sold here. There were a fuck ton of shares that were issued, sold for the first time right in this region. I mean, I don't know, maybe we've never talked about, maybe nobody's talked about that before. I don't know. But that's what the evidence says.
That's like X amount of pounds of hamburger meat plus X amount of, hamburger helper makes more hamburgers. That's what they did in order to short it down. Now, while that's nefarious, it's technically done. It's basically, naked shorting, it's whatever. But the thing was,
no, it's not naked shorting. Plain and simple, it's not. That's not what happened. What happened is right here.
something that was more aggressive than I've ever seen before. This wasn't a couple of people that said, let me see if I could do this, make a buck.
And whom should you blame? Well, how about looking at the silverback? How about the silverback? Because it's his company. He's the CEO. He has a large influence on the issuance of shares. So it's the silverback who then went on to patronize the apes all year and lead them on as if he's on their side, which is ridiculous anyway. And all these stupid hints and naked and the wearing no pants and a Trey interview and all this stuff. I mean, it's obviously nonsense, especially when you look at it through this lens. Here's a grifter who's telling you that they blah blah blah, they did this and that, when in reality, the company itself is the one who issued the shares legally and sold them into the market. What are we talking about here? How are we still talking about this? That's what I want to know.
Pick up the phone. Hey, listen, place my order. You know, without verifying whatever. You know, that was done before, and there were cats that, you know, they made their money. They were in and out before anybody even knew what was going on. This was different. The amount of plunge that we hit was an ongoing, systematic, like, it was like the algos flipped. Like, it was like danger, danger, danger. On that rise to 20 that day, we could have broken 60, 80, 100, yada, yada, yada. We would have gotten, we were big, but we weren't to the level we are now. So the reason we had that level of attack is because it went into full reverse. It's like 100% overcompensating. And then we found ourselves in this thing where we're looking at them, they're looking at us. We keep buying, they keep doing the synthetic shorting. But it was never aggressive to that level. We just continued tricking along. So we will move it up, they will move it down. Order flow delay, you know the whole deal. I don't want to get into that. But that one piece there is what stood us apart from everybody, from GameStop and all the other, because right there we were attacked from the beginning, dropping us down with all these.
Yeah, right there is the difference. AMC, from that moment, issued shares. They issued shares. Yes, they issued shares. So, I mean, it's really amazing to me. It's amazing to me that this has gotten so much traction, and it's you know, like, if you think about this, if your thinking is clouded with all of this conspiratorial bullshit, you are more likely to forget actual facts, and that's true. Like the increase in the float, that if we could see it as a line, it would look like this. It would match this. Actually, you know, it would come up to here. Oops. Let's do it again. Come up here, and it would do that there, because this is where the shares were issued. God damn it. This is where the shares were issued.
Synthetics, ghost shares. And then something happened along the way. We continue to add on past the float. We continue to grow more shareholders past the float, and more institutes continue to come in. And that's why AMC became, and is right now to this day, the greatest and last squeeze that the street will ever have. You're never going to have this situation again. It will never happen. With the new systems that are coming in place, it will never happen. Never. They're waiting for this system to collapse in order for them to implement everything in. That's just how it is. It's like sometimes a drunk or a drug addict has to hit rock bottom before you take him to rehab and clean his ass up. But when he's out,
I think that, well, it was kind of a thing during the work from home era of 2020 and 21, when people were attending meetings via Zoom and whatnot, to go without pants. So maybe it was just from that. I don't know. It's a good question, Len, but Maybe Trey asked him to do it. Maybe Trey told him to do it or asked him to do it or something like that. Could have been completely orchestrated. I don't know. Good question, but I don't know. But if I were to find out that, oh, you know, it was just he was at home, he wasn't wearing pants, you know, it was a legitimate accident, that the camera fell down because he's a boomer, you know, that wouldn't surprise me at all. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Hey, this is fucking great. I love everybody. You can't convince
Randy Erkins. 10 people watching your video. You need to give it up. Your videos stink. I don't think they stink. I respect, well, no, I disagree. I disagree. Why are you here watching the video then? Why don't we bring it back down to 10? We need it back down to 10 viewers. Randy, you're dismissed. Maybe it's his kind of humor. Makes $20 million a year. He needs pants. Who didn't wear pants? We're talking about Adam Aron here. Yet I'm still watching. Keep going. Yeah. You're a disrespectful fuck. I can tell that. Why don't you leave?
That is what AMC is. AMC is that monster play. For those of you that like to see the technicals in the charts, I don't do that just because I didn't come up that way. We didn't do that. We didn't have charts and that. We didn't have that. It was just straight conversation. Like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this? They sold how much based on what?
It's like he left. Maybe.
Where are they getting these shares from? It was just conversations. People would pick up phones. That's why back then, to tell you the truth, this shit could never have happened. But with technology, oh man, they did some wild shit. So for all the people that need to understand why AMC is a monster, is because that drop after 20 was all fabricated. The drop after 72, 73, that wasn't fabricated. That was helped along in two parts. One, popcorn drop shares. We all know this now.
So he said that popcorn dropped shares, you know, after the run up to 72, right? Oh, okay. Not really that many. Not really that many. So June 1st, 500 million shares, now currently at 516. Most of the ones that have been added since then have been preferred or insider shares that have been awarded. So they were created then, but I mean, nowhere near what was added in January of 2021. Are you fucking kidding me? Nowhere near. So this is a grifter, plain and simple.
I took it and they washed it and rinsed it, and they were real shares. So they actually brought us down to the level of what did we hit? The lowest part we went $9, 9 and change. But that was real shares with synthetics. That thing that they had over there, that was an ungodly, like fast, reactionary. This play has not had its breakout yet. Not the 20 and not the 73. Because what they did to push it down basically erased anything going up. Like, you ever seen people that they, when they're trying to take a turn on a car, like let's say on a highway, and they're a little bit nervous in the turn, you see them start tapping the brakes because they're inexperienced instead of just letting their foot off the gas. You know, they're just overcompensating. They're using they're getting off the gas and they're using the brake, and that's sometimes how they lose control. Well, this is exactly what happened with this play. Okay, they let it run up. They could have done a little bit of, you know, this sell-off because they had shares back in the 20s. No, they decided to go commando and just drop it all the way down using all these freaking synthetics. Then when we went up to 73, 72, 73, and they started chopping it down.
Nope.
with the shares that, you know, who put on the street, they also created the synthetics. It was just like this camouflage stuff. And also a lot of people bought in at that time. So they weren't processing those buy orders just to sell it. They changed strategies on us. But then here we are now. Here we are now on the eve of Judgment Day, and there's nothing they can do. Because
on the eve of Judgment Day.
They don't got the cash to cover this monster. The brokers are vulnerable. And
they don't have the cash because it's not like when they sold it's not like when you sell short, you receive credit or anything like that. You know, it's not like you have to buy back at a lower price. And this clown doesn't even, maybe he understands it, but he's selling a misunderstood version of short selling. He doesn't, they don't have the cash to cover it. Okay, so when they received credit for selling it, they went out and spent it all on something else? I mean, no, that's not how it works. Not how it works. Ignorant.
Unlike GameStop, they don't have new shares created on the other side.
I don't know where Joey is. That's a good question. I thought he would be here, honestly, but maybe he's still blocked. I don't know.
The last and greatest squeeze play. We're still going to face them. They're still going to do crazy shit. Look what they just did to GameStop right now. This was like, poof, we got an idea.
But you said that AMC was different than GameStop. Why are we talking about GameStop now? They didn't do the same thing with GameStop. Actually, they did. It was exactly almost the same. Not what he said, but they just changed the float. Of course, this wasn't a dilution, but either way.
These motherfuckers want to hold? Here we go. That's why you can go back and fact check me. I always said I don't want to squeeze. I don't want to split in a squeeze. I don't want that. AMC was fine. Leave it the fuck alone. Don't add on shares. Nothing. Straight going forward. We're not traditional shareholders. We're going to dump this the second we make our money. That's why AMC, doesn't give a fuck about us, because we're simply shipping out the next day like FedEx. Done. We're out. Once you miss that truck, it's over. Look, watch the video. Jay Douglas, I wish I was a way to... Okay, it's called Jay Douglas's channel. Technical proof of AMC synthetics. I think Lou was right. It's not so much me. I called it out because I saw, you do this long enough, you get to know when things are like organic and not, or when things are bullshit. Take a look at it, because he lays it out, not pro Lou or anything, but he just lays out that.
Hey, I agree with that. You look at these grifters long enough, you can tell.
One piece. The video has nothing to do with me. It just has to do with the fact of what triggered me to start counting. Yeah, wait a minute. We got that volume every day. We should be climbing $50 a week at this level. The buy-ins. This is what started it all. That led me to make the first video on AMC. So, Jay Douglas. Just take a look at it. It'll explain a lot, especially for the new people that weren't around back then. So, okay. I'm going to take some time off today to recover because the flight was... and then that affects the head.
So that's
and
it.
Else like that.
I think. You're just bullshitting the rest of the...
Cops are showing up. Me and this fucking clown put out there like, dog, by Thursday of next week, we need to have this amount of money. That type of stuff. It's not like, we're going to liquidate you. We don't know which one it is.
Okay. Let's look at the word salad one real quick.
What's going on, my silly little motherfuckers? All right, listen, welcome to Sunday. I'll see if we do the love lines tonight. I gotta see, because I gotta get ready to do some doctor stuff tomorrow. But I'll see if I definitely do that. But I wanted to touch base on people like, what about AMC? What about AMC? And I'm like, look, motherfuckers, as I've been saying for the longest time, this is Judgment Day type level shit that's gonna trigger everything. They ran into
Judgment Day.
This is where we're at. For people that don't understand that, I'm gonna just put it in a very small thing, and I hope you guys enjoy Sunday. Go do brunch or something. You get the Chinese dumping U.S. Treasuries at an alarming rate, probably the largest ever dump of U.S. Treasuries.
Ruh-roh.
Because in the United States, they're on this quest to raise interest rates to a level that's unspeakable, because they let the liquidity just go crazy, credit free, everything, There you go, Wall Street. Yeah, you too could own 17 homes. Oh, you want another car? Oh yeah, great, no problem. We'll just add it on to the other 3 cars. So now the idea is you're gonna raise the interest rates to a point where the after effect of that is the bond market crashes. That's just how it works. Interest rates go up, bond markets crash. That's how it is. And this is happening all around the world. All these countries around the world that were basically living on, you know, free money, go, we're thriving, everything is great. Bullshit. The banks were making fees. You know, let's face it, it was free money, but for them, they were making money on top. The bond markets are crashing because interest rates are going up. So in return, the governments are trying to, on the side, print money on the side while they're raising interest rates to combat the too much printing of money as the bonds are collapsing. China is collapsing because they're a manufacturing giant. We built them. That's just how it is. We built the manufacturing giant. They sell our shit. They sell their shit to us. In the United States, because interest rates are going up, people don't have the money. They can't buy China shit. So China's collapsing. China, when they sell us their shit, turns around and makes a lot of money. What do they do with this money? Well, they invested in the United States and into United States paper, stocks. That's why the hedge funds were like, I love you, China. You're the best dragon ever. Well, at the end of the day, they're collapsing. They're pulling money out. The market is going through craziness right now, behind the scenes, a little bit up front. And we haven't even entered August yet. So you think about, what does this have to do with AMC? Simple. AMC is a stock that lives in a market that's tied to an economy that's fucked because the bond markets are crashing. And at the end of the day, everybody's fleeing the market and there's no money with higher interest rates. This cycle causes Judgment Day. The little D's on the other side, there's nowhere to run. And as far as AMC, there's no shares out there. Nobody's created shares. We're good now. They dragged it, but now there's a situation where Judgment Day is here. And people go, no, it's not, whatever. Tanks in front of banks is just the beginning. That should be a fucking t-shirt. Let me tell you something. You don't need any, Jim Cramer said this. What's up, Jim? You don't got to do any of that stuff like, and Adam said this, or what? You don't need any of that. The Chinese are dumping the bonds because we're raising the interest rates. And when that happens, it's a fucking gerbil wheel just fucking spinning around, and all of a sudden the gerbil drops dead. The gerbil is the market. Our enemies are in the market. We're a contrarian play. So if that doesn't help you on Sunday going forward and being happy, you know, except for the dead gerbil, at the end of the day, understand something. They got nowhere to run. So take this, enjoy Sunday. That's your
He has been saying Judgment Day for months. It's true.
Sunday, and understand there's reasons why we were talking about margin calls on Friday. We don't even know there's gonna be more this week. So giant love, motherfuckers, and for all you GME,
oh, well, better hear that.
To sell, I don't want you to do a fucking thing. You got this all wrong. I was trying to make sure that you motherfuckers understood the chain of custody issue, and this is a different type of split with a dividend. Yeah, great. Where are all the shares? Some people got them. Some people haven't. Some people can sell. Some people can't. You know what? I'm going to say it in the most nicest, go fuck your mother way. It's your stock, not mine. I was looking out for you. So you do what you got to do.
Ooh.
So as far as the rest of people at AMC, what's up, Emily? You know what we got to do.
Okay. You know what we got to do? Now it's just up to us to do it, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's pop over here. Natural gas. Okay, so come back over here and let's look at Lou's videos. Well, let's just do this. So here's Judgment Day reference 6 months ago. It may not just not be in the title. China bond run FOMO, oldest story ever. Roger M79, hello. Did you see Teddy Zane's latest video? Watch it. He's now saying AMC is a scam after countlessly pumping it himself. He blames other YouTubers for hyping it when he did that himself. Hypocrisy. We did watch that earlier, actually, yes. Actually, it was the first video that we watched on this stream a little after 5 o'clock. But, yeah, you know, we noticed the same thing. Let's just go back to his videos here. Nobody is an investment guru. Back when Lou's videos only got 4,500 views. Now, in less than a day, he gets five-digit views.
What's going on, retards? All right, I wanted to get back to you, give you a little bit of humor, because I know you motherfuckers are going blind looking at the numbers going up and down and up and down.
This is before the run-up, even.
All right. I had somebody text me, a couple of fucking people. When are you going to prove your credentials? Listen, let me tell you something. If you want to fucking hire people to go back in Silicon Valley and find out where I worked at from fucking Valley,
Silicon Valley,
and everything else, go at it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not applying for a job. I'm here to help out everybody. I don't want a nickel from you people. So, let me tell you a little bit about my fucking type of thinking. One, do you think I'm fucking hireable? Think about that. Imagine me in a fucking job interview.
This is before
what do you think you'll bring to
everybody knew that he was a convicted felon, too.
Well, so the fucking shoplifter coming in here, I'll beat him in the fucking head with a sneaker. Can you imagine that? Store getting rioted and looted. I'll be throwing fucking sneakers at everybody. Get him! Get him! Anyway, I'm not fucking trying to do anything. Imagine me, the employee of the fucking month. You think you want to eat in a restaurant with my fucking picture above the register? Fuck you. Anyway, I'm just saying one thing. I'm just a fucking guy like you. I pulled off some fucking stuff before in the past. Shit worked out. Some shit don't work out. That's why the fucking experience is there. I only popped up along because I saw so much fuckery. I saw people watching videos, not video streaming, for 6 fucking hours going blind, developing a fucking ear condition. Oh my God, the line is gonna cross, and when that line crosses and this line crosses, you're fucking crazy. Listen, not for nothing. If you believe in that shit, why don't you go to the Bronx and do some Santeria and fucking cook a black chicken and tell a Jamaican to come over, and that should give you a fucking better price than the guy telling you, well, follow me, let me put some mood music on. Get the fuck out of here. You gotta watch out with some dude putting on fucking mood music on. Can you imagine that shit? Change the picture. Imagine you go to fucking prison, you're in a fucking cell, and the guy says, hold on, let me put on some mood music. The fuck is wrong with you people? You have better common fucking sense than that. What's wrong with you? Start following crazy fucking people. Everybody's telling me, you know, what do you think about this person and that person? I don't give a fuck. I love everybody. Ask me, you know, what I think about trades and everybody else. Listen, God bless everybody. You know, I heard Trey's a sick kid, so whatever. Fuck, I'll send him some aspirins. God bless him. I'll hug him. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying I take a different approach to this. If I bet on a fucking horse, you think I want to be there when he's fucking getting fed hay? I don't fucking do that. Give me the numbers at the end of the day. Fuck, I'm gonna be there all day long developing a heart fucking condition. Fucking prescriptions are fucking expensive, man. Fucking Obamacare didn't come through. Listen, what I'm trying to tell you is this. I'm just a regular fucking guy. I worked a bit in tech and I worked a bit in the market. Together, that gave me a little bit of a perspective, enough to fucking make this fucking play work for me. I got people telling me, should I put more? Should I not put more? When do I sell? I'm not gonna fucking tell you that. Listen, this is like a robbery. Pretend we're fucking mugging somebody. Okay, pretend we're mugging Hedgie. We're going downtown. We're gonna roll on this motherfucker. I'm not gonna tell you when to put the fucking ski mask on and take the gun out and tell the fucking guy in the corner selling fucking flowers to fucking.
Now he's talking his language.
Listen, my job is to fucking call the Uber getaway car. What does that mean? I gotta be ready for when it happens to kind of help you fucking retards move on with life. So listen, that's another thing I'll say. If you're gonna commit a fucking bank job, make sure Uber's on fucking speed dial. I'm just a fucking regular, normal, stupid fucking person. Trust me. At the end of the day, I'm fucking confused throughout the day. But this type of shit, the only reason I popped up is because I want to see people get fucked over. Remember, I only did this shit with one video. I went to fucking sleep. I woke up in the morning. I got people telling me, listen, there's a lot of people looking for you. I'm like, I was about to grab a fucking gun, start looking for anybody outside the door. And all of a sudden I find out, no, it's not that. Like 3,000 subscribers on Instagram and everything. And I only did the Instagram and Twitter because there are people masking themselves as me. And you never know. People could put your video with fucking midgets and all kinds of stuff. And like I'm eating fucking weird kind of grapes and shit. I don't need that shit in my life. Sniffing fucking feet. Yo, and by the way, did you see that fucking midget foot on the Instagram? That shit is priceless. I'm keeping that stuff. That might be a t-shirt. But I'm a regular fucking guy. That's all it is. Everybody is. Everybody with a fucking screen, a guitar. Look at this number. Look at this play. That's all it is. Nobody's magical. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's magical. There was, a matter of fact, there was a Santeria fucking lady up in the Bronx. She made a fucking killing telling people that she could communicate with the dead relatives and everything like that. And at the end of the day, let me tell you something. It didn't work out too well when the fucking prosecutor started knocking on her door. You gotta understand, when this thing boils down and that moment comes, it don't matter what the YouTuber guy is saying, this truck of this thing, whatever.
Okay, so let's see what he said. On June 2nd. Or around there. Fortunately, it's hard to, God. It's all 1 year ago, even though that was from April last year, right? So the end is near. See if we can figure it out just from the titles. Possibly the last Lou video. Good. Line is finally moving. The moon is not enough. The third AMC money play, the day of the squeeze. After the fire sale. Relax. All right, let's try relax because it's short.
What's going on, my Chinese assassins?
Okay, so now we're only to May 21st. Good God. Okay. So relax, wherever that is. Relax is from May 21st. Proof of the incoming squeeze. The squeeze is on. Maybe this is it. The short squeeze market info. Enjoy El Diablo's money. Okay, the squeeze is on. Let's try that. Apparently, I watched this at one point already. It's got high views. Oh, May 27th. God damn. Yeah, March 3rd was this year. That March 3rd, that was his big prediction, right? Wasn't it March 3rd? Okay. AMC market wrap. Let's try this one. 56,000 views. High number. June 7th. Okay, overshot it. Overshot it. Tanko Native is late, but better late than never, my friend. Welcome. Okay, so... Oh, AMC market. This was June 7th. Price action for AMC. Let's try that. Trying to find Lou's video on June 6th. Oh my God, all those videos. Okay. Price action for AMC was June 6th. Market update. Let's try that. It's not going to be back far enough. June 3rd.
What's
June
going
3rd.
on, little bread rationing?
Okay, we're close. That was market update. Morning market report. All right, let's try this one. June 3rd.
What's going on, my?
Okay. Gotta be. All right, market update. Let's try this one.
What's going on, you sexy motherfuckers?
June 2nd.
I let you sleep last night. See how much I love you? Today, relax. Those little dips that you're seeing, that's just scalping. People taking little profits, you know, for their little greedy hoof. Okay? So, relax. We were supposed to already be fucking working onto the hundreds plus. You know, fucking, you know, oh, I love Wanda. Listen, relax. At the end of the day, they can't stop this. They haven't really even started covering yet, okay? This is just FOMO. This is just the pressure. This is inevitable, okay? Now you know when you were holding back in January and February, suffering, fucking feeling the footprint, the footprint of the devil on your head. Now you fucking know it wasn't real. So, take the ride, relax. There's nothing that they can do now, nothing. Oh, it's undervalued. Yeah, that was back in the fucking 2730s. And now it's climbing, it's climbing, it's climbing. They fucking thrown everything at us. I mean, what are they gonna do next? They're gonna set movie theaters on fire? Hey, come on. So I'm just trying to see this little quick public.
No, but they're gonna set warehouses on fire. They're gonna set warehouses on fire.
Relax, calm down. It's gonna continue. We're only right now on Wednesday. We got Thursday, Friday. Of course they're gonna hit us with an attack. It's fucking new. Listen, this AMC play is like fucking some biblical shit. Like they're gonna start raining goats at us or something. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do next. They're gonna let that motherfucker out too. So, you need to be calm because at the end of the day, there's nothing they can do about it. If you decided to hold on to your shares and only sell them for several thousands of dollars, they're not gonna take it away from you greedy savages. Think about all the fucking shit you took for all these months. Holding on, fighting with your fucking spouse, committing crimes out in the streets, fucking you DoorDash motherfuckers on the nighttime shift. One of that. Your chicken wings will be right there. I'll be there in 2 seconds.
Gross.
Fucking arranging the fucking pizza to make it look like 8 slices of 12. You know you motherfuckers did that. So just stay calm with the whole process, okay? Luke, what happened to the 12 pizzas?
Yeah, pass the sundial.
Motherfuckers. Stay calm, relax. They're gonna do that type of shit. I got some stuff to run around and do today, and other than that, I'll pop back.
Wasn't this when he went to court? Didn't he go to court like on June 2nd? I mean, I think Manny knows. His legal research skills are superior. Was somewhere around that. He says everything they want to hear, right?
The community is stronger than the actions against us. So you have to understand that's the key thing in the squeeze. If you have an unstoppable fucking desire to hold on to your position until it squeezes, there's nothing that they can do. Oh, but when they drop, what the fuck? They're gonna drop it down from you making, I don't know, instead of making 5 million, you make 3.2 million. I mean, like for real, instead of making 900,000, you make 600,000. What the fuck does it matter? There's other fucking plays. Listen.
So on the other hand, he was saying that stuff.
Don't go crazy, but
there are other plays,
only have X amount
and we're
of
hearing
shares,
a lot
so
of that
what? You
stuff
do a couple
now,
of plays
right? From a lot of
in a
people.
year, and you'll be fucking more ahead than you've ever been in your life. So, Melania, see what I gotta do every day? I gotta talk to them. I gotta hug them. Everything. See?
Oh, back when he would talk to Melania Trump too. Remember that? He would speak to Melania Trump.
And remember, he's still out there. So fucking keep your hearts fucking strong, okay? You fucking crazy bastards.
Keep your heart strong.
I'll fuck your sleep up tonight.
Okay. Sure you will. Sure you did. Jesus. Now, you want to talk about people who, you know, I haven't watched this video probably since it came out, but I want to see if it's actually even still there. While I'm loading that, I'll pop over here so you can see this. Natural gas keeps climbing. But also, it's only like 20 cents, so. Okay. See what we can find here. Yeah, next will be get your brackets ready, right? Melania wouldn't let him suck her big toe. Eek. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Wow. Look at this. Before AMC. Chris Sane. Ocugen. Look at all these wonderful stocks. Sundial is officially debt-free. But yeah, awesome. Oh, shit. Oops. Stock may only be worth 30 cents, but hey, at least they're debt-free. Well, they were anyway. Look at that dilution. Look at that dilution. 103 million shares, around 100 million shares at the beginning of 2020. Beginning of 2021, they've already 10x'd it. And now it's 2.38 billion. So I like this indicator on TradingView. Shares outstanding. Fascinating. Bag holders. So, there is power in stupidity. So we haven't even gotten to the AMC shit yet. Oh my God. Oh my. Wow. So these videos had, I don't know, a few thousand views. You know, and these randies that come in and, oh, you only have 10 people watching your stream. Your videos suck. You should stop. I would take 10 viewers any day over, 11,000 people who expect me to say the same thing over and over. That's wrong. So it's not about views. It's not about numbers. Okay. I made mistakes, and this is what they were. So we don't know. Let's see here. AMC stock price today closes over 11. Okay. We're still early in this thing. Hedge funds are trying to trick you. Bell-to-bell market coverage. Live proof that AMC short manipulation and short laddering is happening right now. AMC versus GME, this needs to stop. Here's the AMC. Okay, so it was around then when he did the AMC. It's around that run up, right? Let's have a talk. Let's have a talk.
What's up, you beautiful people?
Oh no, it's April.
It's Bob.
April. Okay. I mean, all these videos. Why I'm holding AMC, my story. Let me manipulate your emotions. see price prediction. The market tanking is proof AMC is squeezing, close to squeezing, and here's why. Yeah, right. AMC just did this, and the price is surging. The squeeze is inevitable. Here's naked shorts, yeah. AMC stock, AMC is going to rip, period. See what that is. Because wasn't it around naked shorts, yeah, time? Subway, lamp. Yep, all the Trey classics. And then we add to that big black dildo. Yes, that became a classic. Like right at the lamp. Okay, so this is after the run-up, but this might be the video I'm thinking of, maybe.
Hey, let's go, baby. That ain't bad. Up 15% on the day, up 0.71% here in the after hours. Oh, that's pretty tasty. You love seeing it. You really do. You love seeing that. Oh, man. Who said it was a dead cat?
Jesus Christ.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trades, we freaking talk fast and don't skip class, baby. Like preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor or expert. So today we say the grain of salt. Let's get into the video. So today, my friends, my fellow Gorilla Gang, I'm going to give you the update on ticker symbol AMC. We're going to go over the ortex data. I want to go over the short volume percentage, the Stonko tracker that shows who calls it. Today was a win.
I don't think that's the video. I don't think that's the video. The one I'm looking for was, I think, in July, and he was swearing up and down, and on his mother's grave and everything, that the squeeze hadn't happened yet, and that it was coming, and he said it was going to happen in July, and he swore it was going to happen in July. And I'm all the way back at the beginning now. Pop over here while this scroll down here. Still listening, trying to see your view. Then maybe don't come in and insult me. Maybe don't be a jackass next time. You know how many times I've heard that shit? I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. This channel is not about the apes. It's about calling out these grifters. If apes learn something from it, hey, good for you. But it's not to help you. I don't care. That's the truth. But, you know, your video stinks. You only have 10 people watching. Oh, okay. I mean, so what? Okay. Fuck. Where is it? Why AMC hasn't squeezed? Okay, this is still. Still too. We're still back too far. Chart is set to explode. It could be that one. I mean, it's way too. There's way too many. It could be, honestly. They could have covered at $5. They could have covered at $5. Ortex signal short squeeze. Right. How do options market makers really work? Let me tell you, because I made $1 million trading options. I know. What I look for in call options, because I know, because I made $1 million in call options, but I can't tell you that, but I did. Let's see. Could be this one. Might be this one. It might be this one. I remember the hands together a lot in the video. Okay, let's switch back over.
All right, fam. To celebrate the Army's recent birthday, 246th birthday, of course, we got to throw on the freaking American flag. Running shorts, baby. Woo! What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trade Trades. We freaking talk fast and don't skip class, baby. I like to preface by saying that I'm not a financial advisor nor expert. So
look how much younger Trey looks. Look how much younger Trey looks. Oh my God. This is barely over a year ago. Holy shit. That's what money will do to you.
Let's get into the video. So today, my friends, my family, my fellow guerrilla gang, as you can see here, the shorts tried to bring this sucker down to $54.88 here in the pre-market. And you zoom out a little bit and look at this on the 1 hour candles. Is that the best kind of dip you got? Absolutely nothing worth talking about at all. Not a dip. I call that I call that the Captain Crunch, the freaking Captain Crunch little circle berry. That's about what fills up right there. It's nothing we're talking about.
Maybe this isn't it.
But I want to talk about two small things, right? First one being collusion. Second one being the idea of if this week doesn't go to plan, right? So we're going to start off here with collusion. Now, there's a topic that's been rolling around on Twitter. I've seen it asked about a bunch of times, and I kind of wanted to make some clarification points, right? So we know...
No, that's not it. But we are... It is interesting to... Look at this here. Setting expectations. The apes know everything they need to know. Let's talk. The real price. The problem with dark pool trading. AMC is not a dead cat. Let's try that. This is when he got the cat. What a gimmick that was. Let me get a cat. Put it on the stream. On screen. DD is done. Yeah, DD is done. DD is done. We're going to be getting close to the Kansas 5 episode now, soon. We keep going this route.
What's up, people? How are we doing, apes? This is Titan. Titan was outside my freaking Airbnb. I'll tell you a little story, and then we'll get into the video here. I was here with the Mulligan brothers yesterday.
I don't care.
Bring them to a house. Just having a good old time.
Don't care. I mean,
I say the grain of salt. Let's get into the video.
Full disclosure: I love cats. I have a cat, but I don't care about his cat.
So over the weekend here, we had a lot of sort of noise happen, and there was, honestly, a split within the community, and I saw a lot of that, and honestly just wanted to take a step back so I could really process and think about the best way moving forward to essentially give everybody
restore
the they're looking for.
The hopium.
Titan sleeping on the chair, and I think we've kind of come to that sort of conclusion. So this GoFundMe situation that got taken care of. Everybody's gonna get their hopefully their money back, but that got shut down by Chad. And the
Chad
thing is off the table, right? So the organizers of that, which I have no affiliation with, I was making no money off of them. I've seen that a million times. I'm gonna double down on that thought. I had no reason to BS anybody. He shut it down. He recognized that the community did not want that, and so it shall be. So let's focus on the matter at hand, which is AMC stock, right? The squeeze is still 100% on the table. We need to focus on the things that are the most important.
So here he is saying this July 19th, 2021. Let's see the chart here. July 19th, right here. Well, I guess that was a weekend. No? Yes, no. There's July 9th. Wow. There it is, right there. God. There we go.
Important for the time being, that is a squeeze. So with that being said, I think where I can give you the most value, leading into today and leading into the next following days is talking about two main things. I want to talk about ortex because ortex, the short interest has gone down here a little bit. Then I want to talk about technical analysis and kind of what I expect for August based on what the market is doing, the overall market, the SPY, the NASDAQ, that sort of thing, and how that can affect AMC as a whole. So ortex, you saw that the
Ortex.
Short interest actually went down to about 14.85% in the last couple of trade days.
Good thing we can see that.
Friday or so. And
not even because it's blurry, but because he's in the way.
My thoughts on this. What do I think this actually means? So if you're looking here at 14.85%, you also notice that the shares on loan went down and the utilization went down. So the short interest going down in correlation with that doesn't necessarily mean, because this is an estimated short interest that's updated every 2 weeks based on the actual short, shares that are reported, either borrowed or returned to the overall exchanges that were borrowing those shares. So the utilization going down.
Well, that's wrong. That's wrong. I mean, estimated short interest. I mean, that's based on Ortex's lending data, but the exchange reported is not estimated. That's what's updated every 2 weeks. So, whatever.
Down means that this is an estimate, that the short interest estimate could have gone down 6%.
It's actually a good question. What happened to Review Dork? I don't know. We'll look
based
next.
on the shares on loan that were returned. This could simply just mean that people who are lending stock or borrowed stock don't want to take on the extra risk that they had taken on before. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to that.
The risk,
like I said,
the
a
risk
million
that they
times.
could make money.
Trend.
The risk that they could make money. What risk are you talking about? I mean, yeah, in the short term, it would have, but shit. I mean, let's simulate it. Let's say you shorted it there. Well, it's down 55% or $20. So, I mean, that's that type of risk. I mean, I don't know.
Gives you an idea, not the holistic on what's happening with the overall stock and the price action. I wouldn't sweat it. The shorts still haven't covered their position, the apes still have not left, and there's still systemic problems within the stock market. So those are the big things to pay attention to. But what I find most interesting is that the SPY...
Back when the apes were going to save the stock market from ruin and destruction and manipulation and all that stuff. No sell, no sell.
The entire market is actually falling down pretty goddamn hard. And I've said this before. This is a concept that...
Yep. Well, don't worry. It went back up.
I've talked about more than once on the channel. It's the idea that when you see the market start to pull back, I don't think that AMC stock is going to do the same thing.
Oh, well, that didn't work out, did it? No.
Or, the entire picture. In the moment, yes, we are down, but I think this is more of a technical sort of up and down, sort of sideways trading before that next big move happens. And I think as the market continues to pull back, just based on a couple different things that are happening, inflation rates came out for June, which was like 5.95% higher than it was last June a year ago. I think it was close to 1%.
Just wait till this June, Trey.
Or something from the month before that. You've also got some scares that are happening with the Federal Reserve. People starting to actually wake up to the fact that interest rates might go up. There's just a lot of kind of moving pieces. They're kind of blaming it on Delta, which I find to be a funny excuse for essentially saying, yeah, these guys are pulling out of stocks that they're over leveraged in, but what the fuck do I know? I guess nothing. But what I think is going to happen is that...
Yep, nothing. And there's that word again, over leveraged. Word of the day.
The stock market pulls back and any sort of big hedge funds or firms have to pull liquidity out. That affects long positions for the downside, but it affects short positions for the upside, which is where I really think that you're going to see AMC get a nice move to the upside. Now, in the short term and the 1 day sort of time frame, you're watching this sort of retest that $32 level of support. It's doing this. It's found a little bit of a zone where I had this box drawn up here, this Fibonacci retracement zone where I thought it would fall back to, and sort of just finding that comfort level there, unless it's going to break down to that $25 range. So I'll give you two scenarios here, things to watch for, right? based on the things that we know, happening with its overall stock, you could either A, see it break over $38 first and then back into that $40 zone, and you're going to know because it'll get a hard push, similar to what you saw right here with this nice 1 hour candle. You want 1 hour candle to open and close above that overall $38 level. Something to prepare for is when it breaks underneath $32, I expect it to fall back down to this $25.66-ish level cent of support. But I find that scenario to actually be less likely. I think you are going to end up seeing an overall bounce back to the upside to that $38 level, and that's eventually going to bring us back up to the 40s, the 50s, the 60s as it slowly continues to build back up momentum. So I really do think this overall bearish cycle to the downside has come close to an end, and you are going to get that push back to the upside. So with this overall market thing that I was talking about, right, you've got a SPY that's down quite a bit. I think you're going to have a lot of blue chip stocks that kind of pull back a small amount in the next 1, 2, 3 weeks just based on a lot of things that are happening on a day-to-day basis. I don't think it's going to affect AMC a whole lot. Maybe in a very, very small way right now you're seeing a pullback, and that could reflect somewhat on the overall market. But I think this is more of just uncertainty, right? It's a little bit of this, doing the sideways trading until it gets that momentum back to the upside. And one of the main reasons I think that is even though the volume is slowly starting to get some zone back to the upside, it hasn't quite gotten that parabolic move like what you got right here. The volume hasn't followed through.
Look at him there with unbalanced volume on his indicator, his chart. That's funny.
To get the volatility that you need to get that nice upside push. Looking at the MACD indicator down here, you can see that on the daily candles, you are starting that slow descent back to the green candles, which is really nice. You see that nice green bullish momentum where the apes step in and freaking clap some hedgy cheeks. And that's what you're looking for, right? So a slow, steady build up to get that momentum back, to bring in some FOMO, to really force a little bit of gamma squeeze, some
we'll look up stimulate and trade too.
shorts to cover their positions, and overall the entire movement. This is something I think is very important. And it's to not remember, not to forget your why. Remember your why, your conviction with this overall.
Remember your why. Remember, you guys remember your why? Oh,
stock. This last weekend, dude, was testing. That's some fucking mental battles. I mean, that's a real test of conviction, is how far you're willing to go for something that you believe in. And myself personally, that was tested, right? That was something that was tested for me with this last 72 hours, essentially, of all this stuff that happened. Some of it my fault, some of it I understand. It happens. This sort of thing happens. But what remains the same is the overall thesis, the hypothesis behind this AMC stock short squeeze. If you have to take care of your mental health, man, you got to take a step back. Do it. Just do what you got to do, man. All that I care about, or woman, all that I care about is that you have a game plan, you have a reason, a why, a conviction behind anything that you're doing in the stock market, anything that you're doing in life. So that's kind of the two updates that I want to give you. I wanted to introduce you to my cat Titan. He's a sleepy boy. He's chilling out on the chair right now.
Well, that wasn't the video either, but that's all right. That's okay.
Talk about this Ape Fest GoFundMe thing. I think as the apes, we need to move beyond this. It's time to keep our minds on the matter at hand, which is this. This is the ultimate thing that's the most important to me and to the apes, and it shows. And we need to keep our focus on that. So much love to everybody. That's what I've got for you. Blah, blah, blah. Drop it like zero. I'm my friends. Catch you on the next one. Light taps always. Catch you in the next one. And peace.
Okay. Fun times. Let's see. Review dork. Let's see what happened to Review dork. Yeah, he's talking about 13. I was going to say 1348. That's his whole thing now. He learned a moving average crossover strategy, and now that's all he does. Yep. That. That's all he's doing. How to use 1348 EMAs to make thousands per day. Everything. 1348, 1348, 1348. AMC is finally doing this, and I like it. For 4 months ago, I think that's the first video I've seen it. Mentions AMC in the most recent ones. Beta men cry, real men and women print. So still Review dork. Yeah, still the same old Review dork. Create your own Moass. Let's live trade. Stop complaining and make money. Stop complaining and make money. Option drops. Crossover trading. AMC stock. Wait, what? Who? That's when I think they were saying, somebody said buy puts. The 3-card Monty scam. So he's just trading. He's just doing regular trading now, I guess. 1348 crossover trading. Trey was talking about a meeting with the Mulligan brothers. Yeah, I caught that too. I caught that too in there. That was around the time when, well, he mentioned the Ape Fest. And I can't remember. I can't remember if we even knew who organized the Ape Fest. Was it the Mulligan brothers or was it somebody else? I can't remember. I know Jack Hunter, or was it Trey? One of them, like, really snapped back at their audience for not liking the idea. I think it was Jack, but I could be wrong. Let's see what stimulate and trade. I almost typed stimulate. Simulate and trade. Hey guys. Hey guys. So he's been doing these super short videos, and I haven't really even bothered to look at them. But his last video is from a week ago. GameStop announced stock split. Well, we know how that worked. Didn't work.
Hey guys, all content discussed in this channel is due diligence gathered with aim at better understanding the nature of the current market in anticipation of the greatest squeeze in financial history.
Well, that's a hell of a disclaimer.
Let's dive in. I know I have been off for the past couple of days, but that's because I have been busy taking care of things in my life. Like I said, on important days, I will return, and today I made good on that promise. GameStop announced a 4-for-1 stock split in the form of a dividend. This move will help bring in further retail investment as psychological.
Oh, yeah? Well, no. I mean, I guess it remains to be seen, possibly, but I still can't get over the fact that the volume was so pathetic on Friday in GameStop. First day it trades at this new level. Volume under the 10-day average. It just... Okay.
Logically speaking, cheaper prices for shares are more likely to entice people into buying the stock.
Nope.
GameStop signaled plan to split the stock back in March, and today they announced the dividend will be distributed after the close of trading on July 21st. Going forward, this could have the effect of increasing the average volume GameStop. Given that...
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought so too, but you know, we're talking about the apes here. So they want somebody else to do the buying. Somebody else buy.
GameStop is
we have to pay the electric bill.
Due to release their NFT marketplace in the near future. This will also be
Did you hear about this NFT? I mean, I kind of don't even want to talk about it, but there was a controversy with an NFT that was for sale on the GameStop NFT marketplace. And I'll let you all look it up independently because I don't want to run the risk of, you know, getting the stream or the channel shut down, or it's an uncomfortable triggering type of thing. So I don't want to really say anything more about it, but just Google GameStop NFT controversy or something like that. You'll see it. It's in the news. It's in the mainstream. Well, it's in the online news sphere. And I think they did pull it, but I mean, you know, it's weird. Just not good. Not good.
Another boost that can quite literally only help the company out in the long run. I look forward to seeing how GameStop will trade in coming days and weeks. Regarding the markets, as you all know by now, they have been sucking big time. The Fed reportedly sees more restrictive policy as likely if inflation fails to come down, which is something we already talk about and something Powell slightly hinted during one of his recent speeches. Rate hikes will weaken the overall economy, but such steps are necessary to slow down price increases. Funny enough, more housing market warnings have begun going off as prices suddenly began falling. Real estate, which has been soaring for years, is now seemingly finding difficulty stabilizing, and in many instances, prices are falling drastically in some sectors. Granted, these falls are not happening everywhere, but it still indicates that the momentum and ability for the bubble to continue growing at the pace it was is no longer a viable course of action. Prices in Florida for real estate continue soaring, but prices in places like in Phoenix or in New Jersey began weakening. Will be interesting to see how the situation develops. And that's all I wanted to share with you guys. It's a small little dedicated video about a development that will have huge implications.
Okay. Yep. No more free money, no more GME buying, and the same goes for AMC. Okay, let's see here what we got here. This is Tony Tinko, I think. By the way, too, I have to say, a little bit disappointed in Strongman Personal Finance. He apparently is you know, buddy with Meet Kevin now. They had, I think it was last night, they had a live stream. He was on there, so I didn't watch it.
I'm back. Another controversial
Weird,
video.
but you know, I don't know. Meet Kevin, no use for that. Be like if I became best buds with Trey, you know, and we started doing streams together. Just weird.
I know people just don't like what I put out. That's right, I'm back. Another controversial video. And it's not only me.
We love controversy.
I know people just don't like what I put out. But this is formative information, you know, that you gotta think.
Amen.
Right? You're not supposed to think with emotions, you know, you're supposed to think realistically. But I ran into a video by Teddy Sane, right? And he was talking about August 4. If AMC doesn't hit triple digits or quadruple, he's out the game. I think he was an 8 before, but now he's claiming he's not an 8, and he's damn sure he's proud that he's not an 8. So he put out a video out there, so you can hear him out. I'll play later, but it's not only me, right, that talk against AMC. It's not that I'm against AMC. It's the stuff that they're pitching to newcomers that don't know what's going on, and they putting them bait and trapping them because Teddy's saying that the apes and the AMC nations got trapped into buying and holding, and now they're in the grave, right? Because remember, that's my slogan, AMC is in the grave. And there's a lot of particular YouTubers, they're not the only ones that are bringing out this information to get out there to the newbies. I call them newbies because they don't know what's going on. But we're letting them know, and we're letting the ones that I got caught up in this game, that a lot of people are fed up and a lot of people are going to ditch AMC. AMC, like I said, is done, is in the grave. So I got to play a little bit of Teddy Sane's video so you can understand what he's talking about. And I want to hear the opinion from a couple of YouTubers out there, or maybe more, right? Like me, I'm one of them, right? Tony Tanko. I'm always talking something controversial. And Native Tanko and John Witt Sniping. I want to hear your take on what you think about this video and your opinion on Teddy Sane's video on AMC comes August 4. So I'm going to play something. I'm going to put the video. I'm just going to play his voice. So check it out.
Down to the bare bones, baby. Why? Because this is going to be one of the final and few videos that I probably do on AMC, and I think you guys are fucking happy to hear that, which bewilders me. I just don't get it. Because come August 4th, if AMC doesn't literally triple or quadruple in price, the news comes out, let's say it only hits 20 and then it sells off. That's why I'm saying I'm gone for good, because
it's gone for
it's
good.
a fucking scam. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but I don't want to sit around for another 6 months. You're going to sit around for another year. You've been here a year and a half. You're going to do another year and a half to where you just keep.
Well, they say they're going to hold it to zero. I mean, I don't know why he's so surprised that people are. They've been saying that. Not everybody, but some.
You guys are like, dude, you're not an ape. You ain't an ape, and you are fucking right. I'm no fucking ape. I am proud to admit I'm not a fucking ape, because an ape, don't take this the wrong way, because some of you are good people.
See, you're still showing sympathy.
But you were taught in this play to blindly buy and blindly hold, because other people want to make money off of you. YouTubers have turned this into a business on the YouTube side.
It's all about business.
It's not a business on their subs making money. It's not even about the play anymore. A lot of these YouTubers piss me off. There's some good ones out there like Frankie Muhammad. Frankie's a fucking good dude. Frankie truly
I love that part.
that there's going to be a Moass, and that you guys are going to... Now, Frankie, I eliminate from the crowd of fucking zombies. Okay?
That's hilarious because he's one of the biggest zombies.
What I mean by the nasty motherfuckers is they are just leading you down the path because they continue to make money off of you guys. And I know it takes two to tango. You got to show up. They got the show. If you keep watching, they keep making money. So they won't pull their channels and say, hey, man, maybe I need to flip the script and start talking about other shit. No. Because they know look, as soon as I told you guys a year ago to start day trading AMC, you know how many subs I lost? Fucking like 500. Easy 500. Probably way more. Probably more like 1,500. But I had other subs coming in at the same time, so I couldn't really judge how many just said, fuck you, dude, I'm out. And that's why a lot of these guys on YouTube will not come out and say AMC is a scam. Is 90% likely a scam. They won't do it. He said you stop watching and now they gotta go get fucking jobs, okay? They care more about their channels than they care about you and protecting your money. Or a guy like me cares more about you and protecting your money and telling you what's really going on.
So you see what he's saying? He's not the only one, right? I've been saying it for the long while. Even though I got into it because of a Kim of mine, right? Because I got into the hype and thinking that, there was a lot of people into this game. I figured I'd make some money. But the thing went sour, and it's been in the grave for a while. So what Teddy's saying is saying that if you go
okay, YouTube,
against the AMC, a lot of these supporters AMC or apes gonna unsub from your channel. You say he lost like 500 to 1,500 subs, but he was getting the subs back, from time to time. But he couldn't tell because as there was, I'm subbing, people were subbing back. But like they say, AMC videos that they're making out there is just to trap people, to keep them on the payroll, because that's how they're making their money now, so this is what it's all about. So I want to just hear from the other YouTubers what they think about AMC come August 4th. If it doesn't do what it's supposed to, like Teddy saying, triples or quadruple, what are you going to do? Are you still going to hold on to another year coming 2023? Because I'll tell you the truth, I sold mine way long time ago because I was holding. I had stocks, but I'm here to make the money, not lose money. And for those content creators, it's not their fault that they're trapping other YouTubers to stay on the game and lose money, because their job is to make money. So you got to think rational and use your...
Lynn, have a good night. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. Feel better. Take care of yourself. Drink lots of liquids. Stay in touch. And we'll see you We'll see you soon. Thank you. We're probably not that far behind you. Heading out the door, but I still got a couple more things here. But have a good night.
Your understanding of putting your money into a stock market, because everything you do is not going to be right, and what you do is not going to satisfy what you're doing all the time. So you got to accept that you're just going to lose money. Like I said in my other videos, 99% of the retail investors are going to lose money. Anyway, that's what I just wanted to say. And with that, I'll let you go and you think about that. And your other YouTube content creators, you think about that and let me know what you think. That if anybody goes against AMC, are you going to unsub from them? Or you want to get this information and be safe and save your money? Because ain't nobody going to protect your money but yourself. With that, I'll let you go and think about that.
Okay, so we haven't heard from this guy in a while. Hope everything's okay with him. But I want to bring back Fat Man, Fat Man, Fat Man. You don't know what you're talking about. AMC going to the moon. AMC not going to the motherfucking moon.
What's up, YouTube? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me say one thing. It's not finance advice. This for entertainment purpose only. Let me talk about Redbox.
Remember Redbox?
Here are my thoughts on Redbox. They're gonna go up. They're gonna go up. And then this shit gonna crash down. This is a nut pump and dump. Just like AMC. I don't know how it's not gonna go so much. It's gonna go up, it's gonna crash down. But this not finance advice, this for entertainment purpose only. And play it, do a call option, do a put. Play it both. You will make some money with that.
Batman.
You play it like that. But get in and get out.
Always be closing.
I would say the first hour or maybe two at the most. But this is not finance advice. This for entertainment purpose only. This just like AMC pump and dump. It's a pump and dump. You gotta really be careful with that shit. Cause it might get to, I don't know what it's gonna get to. It ain't gonna get too much.
I didn't even get to 20.
It's a pump and dump. It's a pump and dump. I've been telling people about AMC since last year. A pump and dump. And
I wonder what's happening here. There we go. Just over 18.
This is a pump and dump. So I would do a call option.
So yeah, he came out with this video on this day right here.
No more than 2 hours. Get in and get out.
I don't know what time.
Cause it's a pump and dump, and this shit gonna crash down. This shit gonna crash down. People gonna lose a lot of money. But this not finance advice. This for entertainment purpose only.
83%.
AMC not going nowhere.
Wow.
I told people that last year. It's a pump and dump. Be careful with this pump and dump. Be careful. And if it do try to go out, they're gonna hawk the shit out this money. They're gonna stop that shit. And people gonna get nervous and sell. And this shit gonna crash. They're gonna crash to the motherfucking ground, just like AMC.
Yep.
A pump and dump.
Look at Al here live with a quote from Gandhi on his fucking thumbnail. If it was shared on Reddit and Twitter, then it must be true. Mahatma Gandhi said that, right?
Peace.
I just want to hear him say, "Fat man, fat man." I know he doesn't hear.
AMC not going no fucking where. And thinking about this, that was the play.
Boom.
What? Almost to $22. That was the short play for you. That was the play. In this play, I see many people walking away from this play.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying since last year, the SEC not gonna do nothing.
Nope.
And this is a fuck up play. This ain't fair. But this how they do, because they gangsters.
Gangsters.
They gangster. From this whole week, they were controlling the play up to the after hours. They were controlling that number. AMC stock sure went to like $40. I got to agree with Teddy. It sure went to 40. But they were controlling the shit.
But they say fat man.
So I got to tell them like it is. They were controlling the shit. And this play not going nowhere. This is a pump and dump. I got to tell you, this is a pump and dump. This ain't going nowhere. Many people gonna get tired of this motherfucking play. They're gonna try to get their money back and walk away.
Overhead supply.
You know, walk away with some money is better than walk away with no fucking money. But this is a pump and dump. I've been saying since last year. I've been saying this play not nothing. You missed the moon. You missed the moon when we went to the moon with $70-something.
Yep.
That was the play. That was the play, people. But this not finance advice. This for entertainment purposes only. Y'all say, fat man. You don't know what you're talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. Check all my videos out. And one thing, if you like it, subscribe to my channel. Cause I
like it. I liked
type
it.
Of shit.
I liked it back then. I like it now. Fat man. All right. Let's see what bullshit has popped up. And then I'll move on with my day and finish my laundry and take a shower and watch this filth off of me. Apes hold 97% of the float, Thomas James says. Shout out to Fat Man. Yes. Love that guy. He hasn't had a video out since about a month ago. Now, you know, to be fair, there's not much to say, but let's see. God, 97% of the legal float, Okay, good distinction there, Tom. Great distinction to make. Got to make that distinction these days. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Doesn't say that anymore. Probably because I made fun of him for it.
I think that Aron just confirmed that apes hold 97% of the legally issued float. Today I want to talk about Aron's recent speech at the show.
Well, if you believe that, then you're an idiot. If you don't believe it and you're saying that you do, then you're a grifter. Either way, you should not be trusted or listened to.
Of Nope, and what this means for the AMC squeeze. So stay tuned
and let's make some money.
And I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, I want
to save his moo-moo shilling for later.
Start by showing you this video of the speech that Aron just gave at the showing of Nope. So let's hear what he had to say.
I don't know which three of you in the audience are these people, but three of you in this house, you wandered into the wrong auditorium. You just like moviegoers, you heard Nope was playing and you saw Get Out, you thought, oh, it'd be fun to watch this movie. The rest of you, I'm just guessing, I don't know for sure, but I think you're apes.
So right there, Adam Aron said that 3 people in that auditorium came to the wrong place. He's also regularly and frequently said that short sellers are in the wrong place at the wrong time by...
Oh my God. So is there 100 people in there then? That would be 3%.
Shorting AMC. On numerous occasions, he said that short sellers are in the wrong. He then followed up by saying that everybody else here is likely an ape. Therefore, I think he's saying that 3% of AMC holders aren't apes or they're just in the wrong place. But the other 97% of AMC holders are indeed apes. So AMC has a current float or current shares outstanding of 513 million shares.
That's wrong. That's not even right. That's not even right either. Fuck me.
For awards, you end up with 516 million shares.
Okay, all right.
97% of those 513 million shares is around 503 million shares held by us apes. Now, obviously, us apes don't day trade AMC stock, and we also don't sell our stock, and therefore that's 503 million shares locked up that effectively aren't being traded. And that leaves only 10 million legally issued shares that are available and changing hands every single day, making up what is the daily 30 to 80 or 90 million shares traded. So that's effectively 3 to 9 times the available float being traded on a daily basis.
Right.
Okay, basically proving the existence of synthetic shares. And you may say, Tom, how can the float be owned 97% by apes? How can us apes hold 503 million shares? What about the ETFs, the institutions, the insiders, the mutual funds, and everybody else? Well, as a result of the short interest, aka those 90 to 100 million shares that are currently being shorted, those shares are effectively double counted. You effectively have the original shares, which is likely an ape. Those shares are located or sometimes not located and shorted or sold to another.
That's got to be it. Double counted.
Likely that ETF, the mutual fund, the institution, the insider, and everybody else. So you effectively have only 90 to 100 million shorted shares on top of the 513 million legally issued shares, because obviously the share is once held by an ape and then shorted and held again or held a second time by the institution, the ETF, the mutual fund, or whatever else. So
that's not how it works.
Million shares. 503 million of those are held by us apes, and the remaining 100 million of those are held by the ETFs, mutual funds, the insiders,
those aren't synthetic shares.
I think really this is just one step closer, or another way for Adam Aron to prove the existence of synthetic shares without outright saying it and opening himself to being sued. I also want to show you this video of Adam Aron that exact same showing, talking about how on January 27th there was 100 million shares outstanding, but 50 million of those were held by one singular institution. He then spoke about how there was only 50 million shares available if half of them were held by one institution, but yet AMC managed to trade 1.25 billion shares in a single day.
We put out a press release on Monday, January 25th. We raised $1 billion and like banks on the table.
What about all the shares you issued then? God, he's so full of shit. So full of shit.
Tuesday night, around 6 o'clock, the after hours trading. I don't trust you.
That's how obvious the existence of these synthetic shares actually is. I'm also laughing at the fact the SEC is doing absolutely nothing about it. I do see a lot of people being very harsh to Adam Aron on Twitter about this and the fact that he hasn't sued these hedge funds or made the SEC do something about it. One thing you have to remember is, well, yes, Adam Aron is the CEO of AMC. Adam Aron is only the CEO of AMC. Adam Aron can't control the SEC.
This guy's got the right idea.
The DTCC.
He's in another country. Shielded.
Adam Aron can't control these billionaires and these hedge fund managers currently shorting AMC. Adam Aron is only a CEO of a theatre chain. Maybe if he was Adam Aron, President of the United States, he could do something about it, but he's only Adam Aron, the CEO of AMC. And I also want to talk about just how close we are to the collapse of Credit Suisse, which will cause the market to crash.
Credit
which
Suisse.
will cause AMC to find its squeeze, forced to sell off their stocks, but it will throw the wider market at the same time and forcibly from the home builders to these financial institutions.
China.
It won't be long until it spreads from these Chinese
China FUD.
across the water to
of
these US
course.
financial so that much is known. What is also known is that once housing craters, the largest residential and commercial landlord, private equity giant Blackstone, is about to get even lower than it was back in 2007.
You're so annoying. Look, there's zero hedge. Oh, yeah.
That's before the crash. So alas, it also means that just like 2000, housing crash. So it seems like Blackstone and BlackRock are both clearly preparing for the coming housing crash.
Blah, 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 blah.
Home buyer sentiment on record, which the Fed is saying equals a soft landing. Sure, here you can see the median home price absolutely spiking over the last 2 years, and the 30 more.
It all points to the AMC Moass.
But also a stock market crash as well. Of course, Wall Street is still blaming the retail investors, saying that a new bull market can't start until investors give up. They say for a new cycle to begin, people who bet on the market need to capitulate. The problem is, they've forgotten what that feels like. And as Stocks Batman said, let me translate this. Wall Street sold, and they aren't buying the dip because retail didn't sell. Okay, Wall Street is blaming us for the current crash and saying that it's all our fault. The market can't go back up.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
It seems like everything at the moment is being blamed on us, the retail investors. But obviously, we know that it's not our fault. We know it's these over-leveraged hedge funds that have effectively
over-leveraged. There it is again. They love that word, over-leveraged, over-leveraged.
As always, guys, be sure to ding the notification bell because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers.
Cheers. All right. Hey, perfect timing. Look at that. The song just ended. All right, guys, have a good week. I'll be back streaming probably tomorrow evening. And if there's anything notable going on, which there may be in the market, one final look at the futures here. This is, you know, who knows? We can't tell anything from this. Absolutely zero. So we'll see what happens. But take care of yourself, and we will see you soon. Make sure to check out the video we did, which maybe already have, but the video on the cumulative delta volume nonsense that came out. Pretty good debunk on that. Easy debunk on that. Do we have any new comments? We got 123 views. That's good. Let's see. GME is the better stock. LMAO. Yep, sure is, Oscar. You got it. Informative video from Chilo. Were these shares directly from AMC to debt holders, or were they just dumped on the market? They were, most of them, I believe most of them were just at the market offerings. So Sonny's still buying more shares. So, you know, you can't save every stray cat, can you? All right, guys, have a good night. And we'll see you when we see you. Appreciate you being here. Check out also finance chat. Link is in the description of this video. Discord link is down there too. We're going to be transitioning over to that sometime soon, but at this point, most people are on Telegram, so you can join us there, and we will see you then. All right. Have a good one.